Yes, Rogers TV been away for a couple of weeks here at the Southwestern Ontario Half Mile in Delaware. Also, the weekly division's off for 2 weeks. They are set to go racing tonight. Good evening, Chris Soares and Kyle Friel here. We have Joey Lane in the trackside, and Kyle set for a good night tonight from Delaware Speedway.
That's right, you mentioned it, Chris. 3 divisions, bone stocks, V8 stocks, and the pro late models here tonight. A full-packed night of racing here. I think we're going to send it down to Joey as he's got a report. Some interesting things at the drivers' meeting.
Yeah, drivers' meeting, some stern talking tos to the divisions tonight. We'll get more from Joey Langdon. Joey?
In my short motorsports journalism career, I've learned one thing, and that's a dramatic drivers' meeting usually leads to a dramatic night. Well, in this case, the dramatic night started earlier today. In practice, Jason Levy and Phil Givens got into each other, and that led to a long, long discussion. They were actually held back after class in the drivers' meeting, given a stern warning for the instant practice. Those two usually line up pretty close to each other in the heat races and in the features. A couple weeks ago, in our last broadcast, they were battling and beating on each other in the last lap going into that feature race. So, there was that. Another thing that happened at the drivers' meeting is that the bone stocks were told 2 things are going to change. 1, the yellows are going to come out quicker. To counter for that, they're also going to make the restarts a lot shorter. If you don't double up, if you don't catch up, too bad, we're going. Second of all, the late models were told that the penalties are going to come a lot faster and a lot more strict for speeding in the pit lane. They've let that go a lot this year, and the tech garage has said enough is enough. We're going to start calling it, and we're going to start calling it hard. That's going to be a lap penalty. And on this track, in a late model, those laps are really hard to make up. So as we start to get going here, the bone stock's going to start in a couple of minutes here. A lot of dramatics going to happen tonight. Looks like it's going to be a very, very interesting show. Back upstairs.
Thanks, Joey. Joey Langdon doing our pit reporting right off the top of the show. A good start, Kyle. Joey, a stern message from the drivers' meeting tonight from the race director.
Yeah, and that's probably something that's been weeks in the making, and with the amount of bone stocks that you've seen in the last couple of weeks, there was 50 plus the last couple of events for the bone stocks, 48 tonight. So there's a lot of cars. You want to make sure a lot of them can leave here in one piece. So it's something that you definitely have to look out for going forward.
On the menu tonight, bone stocks, V8 stocks, late models. Let's go to the standings of the bone stocks. Jay Cox leading right now. He is the defending series champ. With a 5-point lead over Jeremiah Rabideau. Jordan Wilms running out the podium and 12 points off the pace. And Langford, Rhea, your top 5. Givens, Clark, Cole, Willems, and Justin Culver, your top 10 in the bone stocks. Let's move on now to the V8 stock where Paul Fothergill, a pretty healthy lead over 2 drivers, 13 points ahead of Doug Stewart and Jeff Ferguson in second and third spot respectively. The Simon Motorsports 45, that's driven by a couple of different drivers throughout the season. 22 back, Jordan Morris running out the top 5. Let's go to the late models. They'll wrap up our feature racing tonight. The last race tonight, Connor Pritico, very, very healthy lead right now over the last feature race winner, Gary Adrianson, 33 points back. So is the 0-3 of Ray Morneau. Jesse Kennedy and Chase Binstow right there. A good battle for the second spot, separated by just 6 points between 4 drivers, Kyle.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the features to watch tonight. Even the heat races, because picking up crucial points in the heat race could definitely change these standings 2 through 5. Even Critico's not too far behind, too far in front of the other guys. Right. So it's crucial points here tonight at Delaware Speedway.
Yeah, getting set for a beautiful night here at the Delaware Half Mile. Welcome to those of you watching on Rogers TV and our Rogers TV YouTube channel. Also, we welcome those watching on Rev TV. Thank you so much for joining us from Delaware, Ontario. It's Delaware Speedway. Half mile oval, pretty much. It's egg-shaped. If you look from the top of it, the distance between turns 1 and 2 are shorter than the distance between turns 3 and 4. So it's an egg-shaped track. If you look at it from above, and we're getting set for bone stock action. Heat races for 10 laps each, then we'll move to the V8 stocks, the late models. There will be a B main for the bone stock division, and then we'll move into feature racing this evening here at Delaware Speedway. So our first set of bone stock cars on the track right now, getting set with the order, and soon they'll be asked to double up by Albert in the flag stand tonight for Delaware Speedway. as the field will come around. Looks like about 15 cars in this opening heat race, and they'll be asked to double up at this particular point right now. And the 50K of Ken Fraser will be the pole car in that orange and black machine inside row number 1. The 92H of Ryan Houston will be outside row number 1 as we get set to turn the first bone stock heat race under green. We're asked to double up, but the lights on the pace vehicle are still on. So I assume that we'll get the 1 to go sign this time by. What a beautiful night here at the Speedway.
Yeah, exactly. We the back end there, the 24 of Hank Clausen had to go into the pits. He did a quick adjustment, came back out, and was trying to get back up to the field. So he's back at the back of the pack. The white flag is out. 1 time by now. The pace car will exit out of turn 3, and we're going to have some green flag racing here to start the night.
48 cars for the bone stock, you
48,
said?
I think, are registered here today.
So we'll at least have 3 heat races, folks, and they are fielded or occupied by the average finish and average speed from the previous bone stock event. So the first heat race tentatively is the slower vehicles compared to the last heat race, as the pace car drops down on a beautiful Friday night in Delaware as they come out into the restart zone to look to the flag stand. Green flag, we're racing in a huge jump right off the bat, as the green flag actually came out a little bit late by the 50K of Ken Fraser, but we'll stay green, and we're underway with the first bone stock heat. Ryan Houston and that green 92H along the outside. Here comes the 23 of Jesse Howard. Jesse looking for a spot. Miss Penny in the 22 has dropped back. Here's Randy Martin. He'll go 3 wide. Look out! And they almost collided on the inside wall. Martin will lead that lap as they'll go 3 wide at the stripe.
That was absolute insanity going out of turn 4. Cars getting loose, coming up to the high side. And we see that out of turn 2, and now the 52 of Randy Martin is going to get a healthy lead here.
Yeah, the 6'11 of Jamie Shields quickly up the second spot. There you see the battle back in the field. But Randy Martin, a regular at the Grand Bend Speedway quarter mile, doing some work here at Delaware Speedway. Grand Bend off this week, and Martin's off to a very healthy lead. You see the gap right there. It is at least 20 to 25 car lengths already, working lap number 3.
Yeah, the rookie 23 driver of Jesse Howard, she's picked up a spot, and in second, she's going to try and get on the tail of Martin here quick.
There's the 22 of Miss Penny on the inside of the 94 machine. That's Carl Bartlett. That's a battle for third, and Penny will grab that. The 74 coming up through the field, 3 wide on the inside wall, looking for position. That was the 74, looking to get a name on that. Maybe Kyle can help me out, but Randy Martin will lead the field in the turn number 3. Sorry, that was the 24, Kyle, looking for the gray 24.
That's Hank Clausen there, as he started all the way from the back, and he's made his charge towards the front. He is currently sitting in 4th now as he's making some passes.
Yeah, going to the high side of the 22 of Miss Penny, the Clausen machine. The gray with white stripes, number 24, up to 3rd spot. The front 2 have gotten away from the rest of this field. Halfway done next time by. 5 down, 5 to go. They'll get the cross flags at the flag stand for the 52R of Randy Martin. Jesse Howard in 2nd. Hank Clausen up to 3rd. Miss Penny in 4th. Carl Bartlett, your top 5 at this moment, as they're onto the back end now of this 10-lap heat race. And the 23 of Howard looks to be chipping away at that 52 lead for Martin. Here comes Clausen as well. The front 3 have gotten away from the rest of the field. The field spread out, front to back end, about half a lap right now. As you see Martin out of turn 2 and down the back. The 23 of Howard in 2nd, and Clausen reeling that 23 in. There you see Martin in turn number 3. Right of your screen, that's the 23 of Jesse Howard. You'll see top of the screen, there's the 24 of Clausen, reeling the leaders in.
Clausen has had a very fast machine out here. As we said, he had some mechanical issues, I believe, had to quickly go to the pits, work his way back up to speed to get to the back of the pack to start this heat race, and now he's sitting himself in 3rd, looking for a podium finish here.
Yeah, not only is Clausen reeling in Howard, Howard is actually reeling in the leader, Randy Martin. So the front 3 getting closer and closer as every lap turns. 2 to go. That's time by. The field well spread out here. The battle is at the front. It's Martin, Howard, and Clausen, your front three, down to back.
Pretty evenly spread out heading into turn 3 and into turn 4. It's about a good car length and a half from first to second to third here as they cross the stripe.
White flag at the stripe. 1 lap to go for the leader. Randy Martin in that 52. It's Howard in the 23, Clausen in the 24. All three of them tightly bunched now, down to back one final time. Martin looking to hold on to this lead that he established in lap number 1. Clausen looks to the inside, almost contact with the Howard machine. Checkered flag in the air for the 52 of Martin, followed closely by Jesse Howard and Hank Clausen, your front three. And it's Miss Penny, the 14 of Hannah Lamont, barely getting by Bartlett for 5th. Carl Bartlett in 6th, Jesse Herzl in 7th, Mike Beneteau in 8th, Jamie Shields in 9th, and rounding out the top 10, Paul Fothergill doing some double duty tonight. We saw him a couple of weeks ago hop into a bone stock because the V8 stocks were not running. He'll run bone stocks and V8 stocks tonight. Let's check in trackside with Joy Langdon.
Down here with Jennifer Hatch. Jennifer Hatch, you were having a pretty good run in that heat, but you pulled into the pits. What happened?
Yeah, no, we definitely had a car that could have won that heat. I was pretty pumped. We've done a lot of work on the car again after literally every week getting wrecked. Last week was the first week we didn't make the A, so that was really disappointing. So we had hoped for a really good night tonight. It was just a tire. Luckily got cut down when we got a little excitable down in turn 1 there, and I was the loser in that one. But still lots of racing left tonight. Obviously we will be running the B again, which I hate being in the B, but we'll do it again. And just a big thanks to Wapham Fuels for being our primary sponsor for the bone stocks, because that's what makes all this a little bit fun, is at the end of the day just having some shout outs for folks.
All right, thank you very much. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Joy and Jennifer. On the other side of the break, more bone stock racing from Delaware Speedway. It's Delaware Speedway Racing live on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
When you choose Pizza Hut, you're supporting a local, family-owned and operated business. We've been serving our community for over 35 years and take great pride in what we do. From our family to yours, thank you for choosing Pizza Hut and supporting local.
Thank you to all of our volunteers. Whether it's long production days or late nights, we appreciate everything that you do for us in helping put on our productions. Thank you, and happy National Volunteer Week.
Today, I helped a senior find transportation to an important medical appointment.
Today, I helped a new mom find virtual programming so she didn't feel so isolated.
Today, I helped someone understand new government supports.
Every day, 211 navigators connect Canadians to critical government and community programs and services.
211. Help starts here.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, and we welcome our friends viewing on Rev TV, getting set for Bone Stock Heat Race number 2. Chris Soares, Kyle Friel up at the tower, Joey Langdon trackside. We've been off for a couple of weeks. They had the monster trucks in here at the Speedway last weekend in motorcycle freestyle. It was actually a really good show. Glad to have Kyle back up on the tower. Finally reinserted himself with his wife Kate, who was with me up here for a couple weeks, so she finally gave you the go-ahead to come back and join me.
Yeah, but it was great for her to be up here. She knows the sport really well and was a great asset to Rogers TV. From what I've seen and watched, she didn't seem out of place. She seemed to fit in quite well with the team here, but we're ready to go green flag racing here, heat race number 2 in the bone stock division.
And looking to the flag stand, green flag racing bone stock heat race number 2, and it's nice that because Kate told me that she told you to say that all that good stuff about her, so you did a good job, Kyle. As the field goes out of turn 2 and down the back, and quickly out front is going to be the 85 of Tyler Wheel, and that white 85 quickly pursued by the the 34. That's Dan Story in that yellow machine. The field tightly bunched to complete number 10 laps. The 11 is Rob Wollaston up to third, and then side-by-side battle for the fourth position with Kara Martin. The first heat race winner's daughter, Kara Martin, in fourth. Casey Howard just got past Kara for the fourth position. And Kara also a regular at the quarter mile in Grand Bend, doing some racing here at the half mile this weekend. Dan Story will lead that lap in the 34. Wheel trying to battle back on the outside. Wollaston right there. Here comes the 59 of Casey Howard. Front four trying to get away from the rest of this field. Wollaston to the inside of Wheel will make the pass, so Rob Wollaston up to the second spot in the 11 machine. Here's Howard to the inside of Tyler Wheel now for third. Dan Story will lead that lap as well. 3 wide back in the pack too. They'll sort that out before they enter into turn number 1. Or maybe not. One car a little squirrely, but will stay green. As we've completed 3 laps here in Bone Stock Heat Race number 2. Battle for the lead out of turn 4. Wollaston and Story. Wollaston in the 11, Story in the 34. Dead heat at the line. Wollaston actually led that lap according to timing and scoring. Tyler Wheel battling back on the inside of Story for position in the 85. And we got a car up in the wall between turns 1 and 2. And caution on the Speedway. Our first caution of the night.
Yeah, we got a car up in the wall, a bumper littering the track here, just as we see the entrance there to the track. So about halfway entering to turn 2, we're going to go to a replay here as we got to look at what takes place here. Coming out of the bottom and just gets absolutely crunched. Sends him spinning there, and then the front bumper falls off of that.
Oh, that's the Kara Martin machine. I just noticed she's not at the front of the field. So Kara Martin in the 53 brings out the caution after getting hit. Let's go trackside for an interview with Joy Langdon.
Down here with Paul Fothergill and Kevin Jackman. And we were talking before tonight, Paul, you actually have a different role tonight.
Yes, I've been helping Kevin here, giving some tips on how to do restarts and what happens when you break out, where to stop and how to do it.
So Kevin, you got one of the fan favorites of the entire track here next to you. You think the crowd's going to be on your side tonight?
We'll see. This is new to me. I've always done a pure stock type thing, so this is going to be a little bit of a learning experience.
So from what you've found so far from practice and from what you've discussed with Paul, what do you think the major challenge, the major difference in V8 is going to be?
The breakout thing, the learning how to do it, right? It's going to be a touchy thing, where to go and when to put on the brakes, and don't get confused the other people going too fast, right?
So Paul, when it comes to the breakout rule, what's your personal strategy? I'm not sure if it's one you're going to share with others, but when you got a race under a breakout rule, when do you tend to find your speed, find your slow? What's that?
I use a shift light, so I let off and I roll down into the corner. Other people use rev limiters, but the problem is that hurts them on restarts, so they're going to hit the rev limiter where I don't, so I got a little bit of advantage there. But you've just got to race the stopwatch. You can't race anybody else. So that's when you break out, is when you start racing with somebody else, because you don't know if they're going to break later in the lap, and now you keep up with them, and now you break out. So.
All right, thank you very much. Good luck tonight, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Back upstairs.
Thank you, gentlemen. More after the break from the Bone Stock Division. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Don't get caught unprepared this summer. White's Rental is your one-stop shop for lawnmower tune-ups and repairs. You can visit us at our new location, 785 Little Simcoe Street.
Join us September 30th for the Yes I Can Gathering for Girls at Matthews Hall, a safe place for girls 12 to 14 to work through the tough stuff they face every day. Go to www.waymakerinc.ca for more information and to register.
I am honored to make your dream come true.
Tuesdays on City TV.
It blew me away. It doesn't even look real. It looks like a special effect.
We've done some moves we have never, ever seen.
This is an audition
I'll never forget. It was amazing.
America's Got Talent. All new Tuesdays 8, 7 Central on City TV or stream anytime.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV on a gorgeous Friday evening at Delaware Speedway in Delaware, Ontario. Chris Orrs and Kyle Friel up top. Joey Langdon trackside. We're inside heat race number 2 in the bone stock division after our first caution of the evening, coming out when the 53 Karen Martin was hit in between turns 1 and 2. Hopefully she returns for either the B main or the bone stock feature tonight. Pace car off the track, getting set for restart here with 7 laps to go. They'll get to the restart zone, and the green flag from the flag stand. We're racing at the half mile. Dan Story on the inside, the 34. It's Rob Wollaston outside in the 11. And Story with the control car picked the inside lane. Side-by-side battle back in the field, all the way back now. 3 wide back in the field into turn number 3. Here comes Howard on the outside of Tyler Wheel. That's the battle for the 3rd position. Casey Howard and Tyler Wheel. And then side-by-side behind them as well, the front pair. Single file. Wheel gets a nice little run out of turn number 2. Gets to the left rear corner panel of the 11, but the 11 of Wollaston pulls away down the backstretch. 3 wide right behind that battle as well. To the right of your screen, there you see the 3 wide battle. As they'll try and sort that out with 4 to go this time by.
Yeah, that 3 wide battle was Cook, Craig, and I believe Verburn might have been in there too. And that was absolute pandemonium here. But now it's kind of back to some double up here as we get a look at Wheel and Cassie Howard battling it out for the 3rd position.
We have the 15 gone into the pit area on fire. Hopefully they take care of that. The 59, actually Cassie Howard, my apologies. Cassie Howard under siege by Jason Craig in the black 40 just off your screen. Side-by-side battle for the lead. Out of turn 2 down the back. Dan Story in the yellow. Rob Wollaston in the 11. And right behind him, it's Jason Craig's come up to challenge Wheel. And here comes to the 48 now. Or the 40 of Jason Craig up to the 2nd spot. They'll go 3 wide at the line for 2nd. It's Wheel to the inside. Dan Story, the odd man out of that battle. Working turns 1 and 2 and down the back. Wollaston, Craig, Wheel, your top 3. Story in the 4th spot. Cassie Howard's dropped back about 5 or 6 spots. The 74 now up to 5th spot. That's Stan Cook in the white 74.
Yeah, Cassie Howard mired in some traffic there. We got 1 to go here as well. As you mentioned, Cassie Howard dropping a bunch. But it's Wollaston here at the front. He's going to make a pass on Jason Craig, trying to out of turn 3.
Yeah, trying to protect the lead. Craig to the outside, Wollaston to the inside. Tyler Wheel in the white 85 out of turn 4. Checkered flag in the air, and it's going to be Wollaston by 3/4 of a car length over Jason Craig and Tyler Wheel. Dan Story will come home 4th, followed by Stan Cook. Rest of your top 10, Ian Levac, Mitchell Rawlings, Cam Thompson, Cassie Howard, and Michael Verburn. Your top 10, there you see the 11 on your screen. Rob Wollaston, heat race number 2 winner in the bone stock division. Let's check in trackside with Joey.
Down here at the BT Racing pits, and Jesse Howard, 1st career podium. Miss Penny, 2nd career podium you mentioned. 1st time making the feature race all year. What a race for the ladies at BT Racing. Walk us through how that went. I'll start with you, Jesse.
Okay, I got bumped around a little bit at the start, but then I followed.
Our camera guy almost got run over there. Sorry about that.
And then I saw someone go by me, so then I just followed their way, and then I just kind of stayed behind them the whole race. And then if I had a couple more laps, I probably would have gotten the feature, the win, but not today.
Very close, and you're going to make the feature tonight pretty high. Might be your highest starting position of the year. Definitely your highest starting position of the year in the feature race. Penny, at parts of this season, you've struggled to even stay on the lead lap. That's fair to say. But you were flying out there. What changed? What happened?
I figured out where the gas pedal was. No, that's really it. I saw Jessie go by me, and I just said, hey, she's going up front, so am I. Following her up there. So that's what we did tonight.
All right, well, it'll be great to see both you in the feature race. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Back upstairs.
Joey, thank you, ladies. More bone stock action on the other side of the break. You're watching Delaware Speedway Racing live on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Jeff from Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff here, and we are back for another incredible season of Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff. We're gonna tour some amazing backyards, we're gonna meet up with some great folks, and we're gonna cook some incredible food. Join us Thursdays at 7:30 for Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff.
And this one will escape the Niagara end. We have a counterattack the other way. Ooh, that's a pass right in front and a goal.
Wow.
And how quickly can defense turn into offense?
Today, I helped a parent feed their family by connecting them to a food program.
Today, I helped someone connect with mental health supports.
Today, I helped a couple struggling to pay their bills access financial aid.
Every day, 211 navigators connect Canadians to critical government and community programs and services.
211. Help starts here.
Welcome back. We have started heat race number 3 of the bone stock division, and it's Justin Culver in that orange 78, the lead over the 55 of Craig Cole. Just completed the opening lap. Cole now to the inside, gets a great run on a turn 2 down the back, side by side for the lead. Joe Kicks, Colin Willems, side by side behind this pair, looking to sort out third spot. And then last feature winner, the 21C, Jason Lovey, up to 5th. This is the faster of the 3 heat races in the bone stock division. Cole will grab the lead out of turn 2, down the back, front 5 trying to get away. Lots of congestion behind them, about 9-10 car lengths back of the front 5. Nathan Rea up to 6th spot now. Second in points is the 5 of Jeremiah Rabideau, trying to weed himself through some traffic back in the field, up to 7th spot. Right now it's the 55 of Cole out front, Culver in the 78, 17 is Colin Williams. Oh, the 21C of Lovey got out of shape and will lose spots down the back. Falls all the way back just inside the top 10. Lovey, our last feature race winner, as the field will come around to complete another lap. And Lovey regroups himself and will try and knock off some positions. Meanwhile, back at the front of the field, there's the 78 of Culver, the 17 of Colin Williams, second and third respectively, the 12 of Cook right there as well. In the 4th position, there you see just right on your screen the white car, that's Joe Cook, Joe Kicks, my apologies, in the 12 machine, up to 4th spot. 5 down, 5 to go. We're halfway, and Cole has gotten away from the field now. A healthy 15-16 car length lead. Colin Williams up to 2nd. Culver under siege by Kicks in the 12 machine. Rabideau up to 5th now. And back in the field to Jason Lovey. And the points leader, Jay Cox, well back in the field, having difficulty maneuvering through traffic. There's the battle for the 3rd position, and the 12 of Kicks will take it from Culver in the 78. Rabideau up to 5th, followed closely by the 50 of Phil Givens. Everybody pretty much up to the 7th spot now, single file. 3 to go. This time by. And Kyle, the 00, the points leader of Jay Cox, marred back in traffic. As you see the battle for, just on your screen momentarily, the battle for the 4th spot. Culver, Rabideau, Givens now to the inside. This battle through turns 3 and 4. Just at the top of your screen there's Nathan Rea in the 28. There's the points leader of Jay Cox in the 00. And the 92 is Jordan Williams. So Cox having difficulty back in the field.
Yeah, Cox trying to make his way up here on the outside groove. He gets a little loose coming out, but he's staying on that line. He's now side by side with the, I believe the 26 of Rea, or is that the 92?
26 is Rea, yes,
yeah,
that's
and
right.
then the 92, though, of Jordan Williams, he's beside here.
White flag just taken by Cole. Great battle between 4 cars. Just behind the leaders, battle for the 4th position with Culver, Givens, Rabideau, and now Jason Lovey's responded after being out of shape earlier on in the heat. Coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. The 55 of Craig Cole will take the checkered flag followed by the 17 of Wilms, the 12 of Kicks, then it's Gibbons, Culver, Lovey responds ahead of Rabideau for the 6th position. Then it's Nathan Rhea, Jay Cox, and Matt Langford, your top 10.
Yeah, that heat race there, we get a look at Craig Cole coming around. He's going to park himself in victory lane. Definitely a good race for Craig Cole, as he's had a fast car all year, Chris, and he shows another good week here in the heat race.
Yeah, I apologize. I just gave directions to somebody delivering free hot fudge sundaes to the announcers here, and I said, which announcers do you want? They said, oh, the track announcer. I said, don't forget Rogers TV. Like, I love hot fudge sundaes, Kyle. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm not going to ever say no to a free hot fudge sundae if they're ever going to be offered. So,
absolutely. Let's go trackside to Joy Langdon.
Hey, guys, it was just posted in the, well, it wasn't just posted, but I just saw it posted in the pit lane, or in the tech garage before we started today. 3 cars at the last race, 3 late models, were penalized for failing to meet weight requirements. That was Pat Friel, Darrell Lake, and Chase Pinsnow. But all of them were deducted 10 owner points and 10 driver points, according to the posted documentation. So those drivers might be a little more aggressive tonight to try and make up those points. Back upstairs.
You can still hear me. What were the penalties for again? I didn't quite hear you. If you can recap the penalties. And
the listed penalty was failing to meet weight requirements.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Joy Langdon with another very important report from trackside. Joy's been busy to start this evening. Coming up after the break, we'll head to the V8 stocks. You're watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
When you choose Pizza Hut, you're supporting a local, family-owned and operated business. We've been serving our community for over 35 years and take great pride in what we do. From our family to yours, thank you for choosing Pizza Hut and supporting local.
About 16% of the people we talked to actually became homeless during the pandemic. And it's a horrible thing to be.
Looking for the best way to get the Major League Baseball games you want to watch? Rogers Super Sports Pack has you covered. With MLB Extra Innings, you'll have a premium ticket to out-of-market regular season games with all games available in HD. Don't miss the action from the games you want from both the American and National Leagues. MLB Extra Innings, part of the Super Sports Pack. For only $35.95 a month, Rogers customers get all this for one all-inclusive price. Order using your remote starting on channel 431 or visit Rogers.com today.
What a gorgeous setting right there. You're watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. Good evening, beautiful Friday night. Chris Orers and Kyle Friel, top of the tower. Joy Langdon trackside getting ready for the V8 stocks. Before we get quickly to green, it's a breakout rule in this division. Tell us what that means.
That's right. So breakout rule, each car has to be over a 21.1 second mark on a lap time. If you're below that mark, you have to serve a stop and go penalty, which will be at the back stretch in between the entrance to pit lane. So these drivers have to make sure they're above that 21.1 mark here as we get green flag racing.
And green flag, we are racing with the V8 stocks here at the Delaware Speedway. It's Cody Coburn. Oh, quickly around the 72 and the 86. That is the
Clutterbuck and Patrick there, the second and third drivers, as the yellow flag now comes out, as the 72 of Chad Clutterbuck is still not facing the right way on the track, Chris.
Yeah, I didn't see exactly what happened there, but we do have a replay. Take us through it, Kyle.
As we see here, Clutterbuck on the outside, and a little loose was the 86 of Caden Patrick, and then that causes him to get into the back end of Clutterbuck, spin him around a little bit there.
Not only loose, but maybe a little too hot as well. I would imagine maybe a little too hot, plus being in the loose condition got him in the back of a Clutterbuck. So under caution, without a turn being completed here in the V8 stock heat race number 1. And take us through again that the breakout rule and what the penalty is. How do they serve it?
So yes, the breakout rule again, 21.1 seconds is the time. If you're above that, no problem. If you're below it, it's what they call a stop and go penalty.
Above being slower than 21.1 and under being faster.
Correct, exactly, Chris. So the stop and go penalty entails the car comes to a complete stop, lets the field go by, and then rejoins the race, and that happens on the back stretch. We'll actually get a good shot of it here as we're around on caution. So you see on the screen here the back stretch, you got the tech garage, so it's anywhere in that back stretch area entering before you enter pit lane. That's where you have to serve your stop and go penalty, and then you're able to join the race once again and try and catch back up.
Yeah, and the key is trying to pace yourself in that lap. Like, we won't see anybody break out on the first lap after they take green because they're coming out of turn 4 slow anyways. But the key is to pace yourself. You heard Paul Fothergill earlier tonight talking with Joey about how he kind of manages his lap to get over that 21.1 second barrier. Whether you're gunning it down the straightaways and then you let off the gas through the corners or whatnot, you have to pace yourself around the half mile.
Yeah, that's right. And we did hear Fothergill. He's more of a guy that will use the shifting of the gears, and other V8 stocks, they might use a rev limiter. So it all depends on what strategy each driver has, but nonetheless, it's one that you're going to have to determine to stay above that 21.1 mark.
They started a couple of years ago. It's actually increased in car count, which is what they wanted to see here at the Speedway for sure. Out of turn 4, getting set for a restart here. No laps complete. Green flag, we're racing with the V8 stocks. Cody Coburn on the inside. Lance Groshok on the outside in the 18 car. And quickly Coburn out to the lead. Groshok will fall into second. Then it's the 15 of Dave Evison. Evison will stick a nose inside Groshok, looking for the second spot. Evison will come even now out of turn 4 for that second position, as Coburn will lead the field to complete the opening lap. Caden Patrick up to second. Brett Pelly, Chad Clutterbuck, Mark McDonald, and Kevin Wu. As the field will come to turns 3 and 4. And Coburn will lead. Here comes Evison now in the 15. I apologize, that's Kevin Wheaton.
Dave Evison breaks out 21.094, so he'll have to serve a stop-and-go penalty here once he gets word.
So now what happens is the track officials on the one-way radio will tell the 15, hey, you broke out, you're stopping next time on the backstretch. So we'll keep an eye on the 15, as Kyle will keep an eye on the times for us throughout the V8 stock division tonight. There you see the 15 pulling down. We'll come to a stop here at the backstretch entrance to the pits as the field continues under green. He'll stop, and then he'll go. And Coburn now a very healthy lead. Patrick up to second now in the 86.
Everybody fine that time by all in the 21-second marks, but they're above that 21.1, so they're still able to keep racing here.
Yeah, and I was mentioning before, Kyle told us about Evison that the 4 is actually Kevin Wheaton in the number 4 machine. And he's at the tail end of the lead lap. Coburn will lead the field down the back. 3.5 laps to go.
Caden Patrick on his last lap was very close. He was running a 21.113, Chris.
Wow. So 1/100th of a second over the breakout time, which is legal. Trying to track down the leader, Cody Coburn. 21.3 last time by the McDonald machine, the 2M machine up to third. That's Mark McDonald. Leaders come out of turn 4, 2 laps to go here. Everybody good through that lap. We'll watch Evison come out of turn 4 here. You never know. Maybe trying to think he's not on the radar here, but everybody's on the radar. Here's Coburn, 1 lap to go this time by. Patrick trying to track him down. Heat race number 1 for the V8 stock division.
Mark McDonald flirting with that line as his last lap was a 21.179.
And he's actually catching that lead pair, but not enough time, I don't think. They'll go through turns 3 and 4 one last time. We'll check breakout times for the final lap. Out of the turn 4, checkered flag in the air for the 91 of Coburn.
Mark McDonald.
Oh, McDonald broke out with a 21.086 on the final lap, so he'll go to the back of the field. So it'll be Patrick second, Groshek up to third, Pelly 4th, Clutterbuck 5th, Evison 6th, Wheaton 7th, and then it'll be Mark McDonald finishing 8th because he broke out on the very final lap. And the heat race winner right there, the 91, Cody Coburn. When we come back from break, more action from the V8 stock division. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
And this one will escape the Niagara end. We have a counterattack the other way. Ooh, that's a pass right in front and a goal.
Wow.
And how quickly can defense turn into offense?
Hi, I'm Dan Mailer. I'm the host of London Lights, the show where we talk about notable Londoners who have made a big mark, big impact on the world of music, entertainment, sports, politics.
These days at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our ranks. You don't have to be a veteran to join the Legion. And as a member, you'll join thousands of others serving our veterans, our communities, and our country. Oh yeah, and our Member Perks program will save you thousands on shopping, dining, products, and services across the country. Join us at legion.ca.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. We'll welcome those viewers on Rev TV for the remainder of the season. Thank you so much for joining us. Very glad to have you on board. Chris Soares and Kyle Friel, top of the tower. Joey Langdon at trackside. And we welcome and thank all of our volunteers. Working the cameras for you tonight, Chris and Jake in the truck doing a fantastic job as always. I just realized in the program tonight, Kyle, as we get set for V8 stock heat race number 2, that the Jolly Rancher Blue Raspberry slushies are on sale just for $4 tonight, and I didn't even see that till I got up here and put on the headset, and it was too late.
Yeah, too late, but now you know, and in the weeks to come you can enjoy what you said is your favorite flavor of Jolly Rancher now in a slushie.
Yeah, so if anybody might have a TV with them in the stands and watching us right now, I'll gladly pay you $4 if you grab me a slushie right now. As we get set to go racing with the V8 stocks, Cody Coburn, winner of heat race number 1 in this division. Still the late models to come. And then the B main for the bone stocks. And then we'll go feature racing tonight. Expecting a pretty good interview at intermission. If I'm not going to tell you the name because I don't want to burst your bubble if he maybe forgets to show up, but he did tell me earlier he'd come up and talk with me. So hopefully we'll have a nice intermission interview. Plus we'll go trackside during the intermission and see what Joey Langdon has for us as well this evening. So plenty more to come. DelawareSpeedway.com for all your ticket information and everything going on here at the Speedway as we open up the month of August. And happy Civic Holiday weekend to each and every one of you joining us tonight. Out of turn 4, looking for the green flag. They have it. We're racing with the V8 stock heat race number 2, the fastest of the 2 heat races on average on the track right now. Under green, the Blue Deuce of Doug Stewart on the outside, the 73 of Jordan Morris on the inside. Morris will grab the lead into turn 3. It's Ferguson in the 23, Fothergill in the black 33 up there as well battling. Also the 58 of Jeremy Taggart. So the front 5 and a blanket on him to open up this heat race.
Yeah, very close here as we see the Blue Deuce of Doug Stewart trying to pull away here, but the rest of the field minus the 17 machine not letting him pull too far away.
All right, we'll get our first look at breakout times potentially. First full speed green lap. All good, Kyle?
Everybody is good there. The fastest time was a 21.3. We got smoke here coming out of the back.
That's the 9, Kyle.
Yeah, we don't have a name in the live timing and scoring app here, so we're going to have to wait and see exactly who that is.
Still under green right now. And there you see the 9. Smoking maybe a tire rub right rear.
Kevin Jackman is the driver of that machine there, so he pulls off, keeps this race green. As we see now, it's Fothergill and Stewart battling it out for the top 2 positions.
Doug Stewart out front, Fothergill big show of horsepower down the front stretch. As you heard him talk with Joey earlier on, he has a set method on these breakout laps. The Blue Deuce out front, followed by Fothergill and Taggart to the third spot. Morris has dropped back to fourth, Ferguson in fifth. And they'll come around, 5 down, 5 to go. We're halfway through. There's a 21.17 from Ferguson in the 23. Still okay, though, as Stewart will lead him into turn 3. Side-by-side battle for the third spot. Taggart on the inside, Morris on the outside. Out of turn 4, they'll complete another lap.
Everybody's still good there. Nobody below that 21.1 mark.
Great battle, 3-car battle, momentarily there for second spot. Fothergill the edge and the horsepower down the straightaway, but Morris and Taggart close in under braking. Stewart trying to get away here. As much as you can get away on a breakout type of format, you can only get away so much. Here comes Taggart, great run at turn 2. Trying to get to the left rear corner panel of the 33, but Fothergill will shut the door. Morris comes back on the outside. 2 to go.
2 to go. Everybody's still fine here. Nobody in the breakout territory as of yet here. Chris Source.
Stewart in the 2, Fothergill the 33, Morris in the 73, Taggart in the 58, your front 4. Ferguson's dropped back out of this lead foursome. White flag on the speedway for the Blue Deuce. These guys doing a great job of monitoring their laps. There hasn't been a fast time for either of the cars in the last 4 laps. Taggart got loose out of turn 2. He'll lose that battle now. Out of turn 4, checker flag waiting. The Blue Deuce of Doug Stewart. He'll take it. Followed by the 73 of Morris, the 33 of Fothergill.
Morris will not take second as he breaks out on the last lap with a 21.043.
I was going to say, you could tell because he finished the 3 car lengths ahead of Fothergill. You could tell that was the fast lap for the Morris 73, so he'll drop back. It'll be Fothergill in second, followed by Taggart, Ferguson, and the 58 of Taggart. And Morris will drop to the back of the field to wrap up heat races for the V8 stock division. There you see the 2 of Doug Stewart, longtime racer here at Delaware Speedway. Used to run a late model as well, and now in the V8 stock division. Let's go trackside to Joey.
Down here with Carl Bartlett. Carl, you had a tough start to the year. Now you're running a lot higher. You've made the feature for the second race in a row. How are you feeling out there?
Oh, feels amazing, honestly. That was the first time I've been able to make real passes all year. I think I got 3 wide once or twice. That was, that's all I could ask for. It's the most fun I've had. I really got to shout out to the sponsors, Ingersoll Automotive, and Well, There's Your Problem podcast, and of course, Wampum Fuels for sponsoring the class, and Chris and Penny from BT Racing for making this possible for me.
So we had an interesting announcement earlier today that before the NASCAR Penny Series race this year, the preliminary is going to be a Bone Stock Invitational. Now, I got to ask, as someone who's kind of been a fringe feature race runner all year, what do you got to do to impress them to get that invite?
I think I just got to keep making the features, honestly. Keep doing what I'm doing, get a little faster every week. That's really been my goal from the start, and I'm not about to change that. It's been working, so what am I going to do differently? Just go faster. It's that easy.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Back upstairs.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. When we come back from break, we'll head to the late models. You're watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Join us September 30th for the Yes I Can gathering for girls at Matthews Hall, a safe place for girls 12 to 14 to work through the tough stuff they face every day. Go to www.waymakerinc.ca for more information and to register.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Mario Elia, and I'm the host of a new show here on Rogers TV that we're calling Keeping London Healthy with Dr. Mario. So tune in Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. and we'll see you then.
Mondays, Charity's quest for love continues.
Everything that I've prayed for is right in front of me.
I really feel like I'm falling in love with you.
I could see my future husband.
But will she regret?
What am I doing?
Her happily ever after?
It could be the last night that I see Charity.
Every single day I've woken up and I've regretted my choice.
You were not supposed to say goodbye to somebody that you love.
The Bachelorette, all new Mondays 8/7 Central on City TV or stream on City TV Plus, the app, or citytv.com.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. Chris Orza, Kyle Friel, top of the tower. Joy Langdon trackside. Now we move to our late model division. The first of two heat races. Always nice to have the late models around this half mile, Kyle.
Yeah, the late models are some exciting cars to watch go around this half mile here at Delaware Speedway. Some of the fastest you got. And we get the white flag in the air as they start to double up. Leading the way here will be the 96 of Mark Jacobs. He takes the outside. Inside of him is the 60 of Ron Beauchamp. And we get a look at the 52 of Jake Sheridan. As we're going to mention, he pulled in real late. I mean, no practice time, and had to spend a lot of time on his car just to get it through tech. And we're going to get to green flag racing here.
Yeah, Kyle brings up a good point. No practice time for the 52, doing a lot of work with the late model series province-wide. But Jake is here to race tonight. We'll come out of the turn 4, and it's green flag for the late models. It's Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. in the 60 inside, Mark Jacobs outside in the 96, and brother-in-law Patrick Friel up to third in the 18. We're running with the late models. Let's keep an eye on the 52 of Sheridan. Maybe, Kyle, you could track his lap times compared to the leaders. Here's the speed shot at the line.
Yeah, we'll have to definitely take a look at Sheridan once he gets back up to speed there.
Yeah, just compare him to the front of the pack, Kyle. See how he's doing.
Yeah, he's not doing too bad, actually, with that first lap trying to get up to speed. Was at a 20.7 with Beauchamp at a 19.6.
Live at the line again. As the late models roar by the start-finish line at the half mile, it's Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. trying to stretch his legs down and back. Patrick Field looking to the inside of Jacobs in the 96. Watson up to fourth in the 45. Then it's Lake in the 77. Rawlings in the 69. Lister now to the inside of Rawlings. And in the 70 of Brandon Vanderwell. But it's Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. looking like he's got a mighty horse tonight from Windsor, Ontario. In the 60 coming out of turn 4 to complete the fourth lap.
Yeah, we get a look on our screen here of the battle for second between Jacobs and Friel, as Friel trying to get onto the back end of Jacobs here, make that pass maybe out of turns 2 going into turn 3.
Beauchamp through turns 3 and 4. Sheridan looking kind of loose at the back of the field. Speed looks not too bad, but definitely that car is a little loose, Kyle.
Yeah, it's a little loose there. He's obviously got to get the kinks worked out, as it's, I believe, a brand new car, because he had an incident in Sauble Speedway there a couple weeks ago. But we get a look here at Beauchamp. He's far and away in the lead here, as we are 4 laps to go. Beauchamp, we got double screen here as we look at Sheridan in the bottom right of your screen, as he's just trying to make sure his car can get tuned up here for the feature and maybe make a move there.
Yeah, I love the split screen. Thank you to Chris and Jake in the truck. There's your leader, top left. Jake Sheridan in the 52, no practice, bottom right. Ronnie Beauchamp Jr., that 60 looking mighty strong tonight, Kyle. 3/4 of a straightaway lead on the rest of the field. As you see, Beauchamp top left coming out of turn number 4. A full half a straightaway lead on the 52, bottom right. Jake Sheridan. Patrick Friel up to second spot. It's a nice 5-car battle for the second position. We have a lap and a half to go here. Heat race number 1 for the late models.
Yeah, Jake Sheridan still, he's running the 18-second mark, so he's fast. It's just he's trying to get a handle of the car here.
Yeah, he's off the pace now. He's going to come in and get that car tuned up. There you see Lake in the orange and black machine. He's in the 4th position. Watson in the 45. It's Lister in the 11. Final lap here. Beauchamp Jr. out of turn number 4. Looking to the flag stand. Checkered flag in the air for the 60 of Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. Followed by Friel, Watson, Lake, Lister, Jacobs, Rawlings, Vanderwell, and it'll be Jake Sheridan. And you know what? That 10-lap heat race, or 9.5 for Jake Sheridan, was in hindsight, Kyle, was practice.
Yes, was his practice, definitely, Chris. We saw him, like I said, pull in late, get off the trailer, and then the crew was working on it to get the specs all ready to go through tech to be able to race here in this heat race. So he's going to probably tweak some things, possibly. and be ready for the feature.
Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. out of LaSalle, Ontario. Heat Race 1 winner. When we come back, we'll continue with the late models. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Blow out all candles before you leave the room or go to bed.
Never leave a burning candle unattended.
When you go out, don't forget to blow out.
Do you have questions about menopause and the menopause journey? We've got you covered. Join us for the Modern Woman's Menopause Show, and hopefully we can give you some answers. And of course, my friends, don't forget to sparkle.
Your mouth can do a lot of amazing things. And your mouth can save a life.
Hi, I'm Tom Wong. I'm just one of close to 1,000 Canadians in search of a stem cell match. We need your help.
A simple swab is all you need to register on the National Stem Cell Database. You could be the one to save a life. Find the hero in you.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on a gorgeous Friday night. Thank you for joining us on Rogers TV, on our Rogers TV YouTube channel, and viewers of Rev TV, getting set for late model heat race number 2. Let's go trackside to Joy Lane.
Down here with Jake Sheridan. Jake, late entrance to the track. Obviously, you missed practice. You were out there. You're running pretty quick in the heat race, but ended up having to pull off. What happened out there?
Oh yeah, we're just shaking it down. We destroyed this thing last week at Sauble, so it's a crappy deal there. So I worked in Chatham until about, I got here as the kind of national anthems finished. I rolled in here and the boys worked really, really hard in this car all week long, put a whole new front end and body and suspension on this whole thing from going upside down. So we're just here to shake the car down for APC tomorrow, and we're fighting some problems with vibrations here right now, but it's to be expected when you thrash it together in a week. So everybody worked really, really hard, really thankful for Mike McCall and Paul and everyone at McCall Racing, and my dad, my brother, we all worked really hard in this thing all week, all night. So just here to shake it down and hopefully good for tomorrow.
All right, you got another race tonight. Good luck.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys. More on Jake Sheridan in a few moments. Coming out of turn 4, heat race number 2. Green flag, we're racing with the late models. Jesse Kennedy on the inside, Matt Robley on the outside. The fastest average of the both heat races right now. Here comes the 55, Gary Adrianson, last feature winner in this division. Robley will fight back on the outside. The 0-3 is Morneau. Then it's the points leader, Connor Pritico, up to 5th now. Then Marshall Schrank and Chase Pincinel rounding out the field. Jake Sheridan, an extensive rebuild on that 52. It's a new car because his last time out was the late model series, and he was on his roof.
Yes, so a lot of work that has gone into that 52 machine to get it out here. And then, like he said in his interview, he's wanting to get it ready for the APC race they have tomorrow.
Absolutely. Jesse Kennedy trying to get away from the rest of the field. Out front, Adrianson up to 2nd, then it's Morneau. Pritico now up to 4th. Robley, Pincinel, and Schrank. That's your running order. 3 laps complete here. Heat race number 2 of the late models. Here you see the 10 of Kennedy, Adrianson and Morneau right of your screen, trying to track him down. Pritico, the points leader. There you see the nose of Connor in a 19 right there. That's your points leader. And that 19 looking strong. Kennedy looked strong last time out as well, but had some issues late in the feature and was bumped out of the way, if I'm not mistaken. Kyle will correct me if I'm wrong, but he had the lead 3/4 of the way through the last feature and could not seal the deal.
Yeah, and that is the cause for his new paint scheme there. For Jesse Kennedy, as he had some extensive damage to his machine there. Gary Adrianson a little loose. Ray Morneau trying to pick the bones there, but Adrianson able to keep it straight on the track.
Yeah, Adrianson lost that back end out of corner 2 exit. Retains the 2nd spot. Morneau and Pritico in tow. That's your battle for 2nd on your screen right now. The 55, 0-3, and 19. Adrianson, Morneau, and Pritico respectively. Another battle of 3 cars behind them. It's Robley, Pincinel, and Schrank battling for the 5th spot. As Kennedy continues to lead with 3 laps to go, heat race number 2, late model division at the Delaware half mile.
Yeah, Jesse Kennedy pulling away here as we get a look for the second place battle between Adrianson and Morneau, and Pritico making his name known there as he's trying to enter the fray as well.
2 laps to go, that time by for the 10 of Jesse Kennedy out of Southwold, Ontario. Adrianson a little bit of breathing room because Pritico now gets to the inside of Morneau for the 3rd spot. There's the battle, 19 and a 0-3, and Pritico will take that spot. White flag on the speedway for the 10 of Kennedy. Just has to hit his marks, and he will should have a heat race victory here as the sun begins to set here at the half mile. The track is fully in shade now. It'll become cooler, which means more grip out of turn 4. Checkered flag in the air for the 10 of Jesse Kennedy, followed by Adrianson, Pritico, Morneau. Pinsonneau gets by Robley for 5th, and Schrank will come home in 7th spot. There you see the winner of the late model heat race number 2, Jesse Kennedy. Special anniversary tonight in your family. You want to send a shout out?
Yeah, send it out to my father-in-law and mother-in-law. They are pit crewing for Patrick tonight, but it's their anniversary. But they are fully supporting Patrick Friel there, and they wouldn't want to spend their anniversary any other way than helping their son out here tonight at Delaware Speedway, making sure that car is going to be fast for the future.
So father-in-law working the jack and mother-in-law working air pressure. How's that working down there?
Yeah, so father-in-law Jack, man of many trades down there, and then the tire pressures.
Really?
The mother-in-law does.
I just guessed all that. That's actually accurate?
Yeah, that's accurate there, Chris.
Wow.
They do a great job, and also a big job title for my mother-in-law down there is the snack person, making sure that the team is fed and well hydrated down there. So she's a very vital part of the operation.
You are getting a lot of Friel family bonus marks tonight. You know that, right?
Hey, she buys the good gifts at holidays, so I got to make sure I get it in there.
More to come. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
For over 50 years, White's Rental has been providing local contractors and members of the DIY crowd with professional quality lawn and garden tools, aerial lifts, and construction equipment. White's Rental, we have the right equipment to make your project easier.
Monday. My name is Philson Farah with Pillar Nonprofit as Program Leader of Birds Capital, and I am this week's guest of Pollinating Purpose.
I am honored to make your dream come true. Tuesdays on City TV.
It blew me away. It doesn't even look real. It looks like a special effect.
We've done some moves we have never, ever seen.
This is an audition I'll never forget. It was amazing.
America's Got Talent. All new Tuesdays 8, 7 Central on City TV or stream anytime.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. Chris Soares, Kyle Friel, top of the tower. Joy Lane and Trackside getting set for the Bone Stock B main. I like how they've done this, Kyle. Well, it's on the agenda as a B main. It used to be called the LCQ, or Last Chance Qualifier. And I know a couple of weeks ago, unfortunately, 16 Bone Stocks had to be sent home, did not make the main feature show. Changing that name, I think, and don't quote me on this, folks, this is my assumption, changing it from a Last Chance Qualifier to now a B main allows all the Bone Stocks that came here tonight, paid the money to race, and get in the pits to actually race either a B main or an A main, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. It's always good to have as many vehicles as you can participate in either the A main or the B main. Points still up for grabs here as well, and then the top so many cars will make the main feature. So we definitely want to see as many cars as possible here in the Bone Stocks race around this half mile week in and week out.
Yeah, now with that name change, I'm not quite sure if there's cars that will advance to the A main. Maybe Joey can find that out for us, or if this is just a separate B main feature compared to the A main coming up later. But nonetheless, we are getting set for the B main in the Bone Stock division. And we are expecting a short intermission after this. Well, we ask you to please stay with us. We got lots of things coming up on the intermission, and we got our feature racing tonight. Let's go trackside. Joey Langdon with the white flag coming out.
Down here with Sterling Roberts of the 15. Sterling, we were expecting you out here for the B main. You're not out there. What's going on?
Well, we were in our heat there, and we came around with that caution and the restart and blew third gear in the tranny, and then came around in turn 3 and motor blew too. So we're going to try and get it fixed for next week and get back out there.
All right. Thanks for coming out this week. Hope to see you next week.
Thank you.
Back upstairs.
Thank you, Joey, and thank you, Sterling, as the lights are off the Delaware Speedway pace vehicle, the Ford Mustang. And there's about 20, this looks like I just heard 8 cars out of 23, I think, are advancing. I think I just heard that from the track announcement. 23 cars in this B main, 8 to advance, if I'm not mistaken. And I know we'll be tracking that as well. A lot of turn 4. Green flag, we're racing. And the thing differs from Scott Mackey to Albert in the flag stand is Scott turns them loose when they're just getting into or halfway through the restart zone. Albert waits till they're at the pylon and then flies the green.
Yeah, exactly. So it's still a little bit of a slower start for these vehicles, but nonetheless, we're up to speed. And we have the 52 of Donovan Clark trying to pull away early here.
Yeah, the 54X of Trent Vanderwist on the outside, looking for second spot against the 88 of Len Starrett. Side-by-side battle for second, but the lead by Clark quickly out to a very healthy half a dozen car lengths. The front 4 now, nose to tail. One car to watch in this B main is the 92 of Jordan Wilms, quickly up to the 4th spot. And Jordan, we're used to seeing him battle in that top 10 in the main features, so Jordan trying to advance. There you see Jordan on the outside of that pink car. The 88 is staring for position and grabs the 3rd spot.
Right now, too, is the transfer spot here is the 59 of Cassie Howard right now, if it is 8 cars out of this B main going. So we're going to keep an eye on that transfer spot as well throughout the race.
Meanwhile, out front, it's Donovan Clark, a very healthy lead, and move it up to about 20 car lengths now at the stripe. It's a 15-lap B main here for the Bone Stock division, and the field already well spread out. The leader is on the halfway through the backstretch, and the tail end of the lead lap just exiting turn 4. They're stared in the 88, now being attacked on the inside by the 19 of Michael Verburn. That's for the 5th spot. And the battle for the transfer spot just behind them. It's Howard being attacked on the inside now by the 25 of Genereux.
That's right, just getting word, top 6.
Top 6,
advance.
thank you.
So Michael Verburn is holding that 6th spot right now, so that's the transfer spot we'll have to take a look at throughout this race to see who's going to get that final spot.
Yeah, Verburn just passed the 88 of Starrett, so now Starrett on the bubble in the pink and black 88 in 6th spot last time by. With 10 to go here in this Bone Stock B main. Donovan Clark, your leader. There is the transfer spot. It's Starrett in the 88. Here comes Genereux in the blue and white 25 to the inside. This is your transfer spot battle for the 6th position. Genereux with the preferred line out of turn number 4. And trying to make that pass, Starrett will fight back on the outside.
Yeah, good battle by Starrett there as we see the 25 of Genereux without his front bumper as he was involved in an incident in his heat race. But he does now make the pass on the backstretch here. He's now holding the transfer spot over Len Starrett.
Yeah, Aiden Eckhart in the 28 there as well, just off your screen right side behind the 88. Trying to get up to the 25 of Genereux, who now holds that 6th and transfer spot right now. As the leader, Donovan Clark, halfway down the backstretch into some back marker traffic now. Jordan Wilms up to 2nd in the 92. Then it's the 90 of Dave Sharp up to 3rd spot. And now the battle for that transfer spot. Right now, Genereux, a good 4 or 5 car lengths ahead of any of his closest competitors now for that transfer position.
Yeah, we get a look on our screen here of the 52. He was in some lap traffic there and almost got pinched up high on the outside wall.
Genereux in the 25, Starrett in the 88. That is the 6th and 7th positions. 6 transfer spots. The 25 has it. The rest of the field behind him wants it. As they'll come around and complete another lap. 6 to go here in this 15-lap B main for the Bone Stock division. There's your leader, the white 52 of Clark. The 92 is really washy into turn number 3. That's Jordan Wilms. And Wilms, 92, very, very loose. but has no competition from behind, ahead of the third place car by about 15 car lengths.
Yeah, that's right there. We get a look at Donovan Clark. He has a good stretch there, the 92 of Jordan Williams, chasing him for the battle of first. And we have gonna have 4 to go here at the stripe, Chris.
Yeah, looking at the transfer spot, Genereux, no issues at this particular moment. 15 to 20 car length advantage on the 7th place car. So Genereux just have to drive smartly around this half mile for 4 more circuits. There you see the 25 of Genereux. Negotiating some back marker traffic. And he'll try and go to the inside of the 54 here in turn number 3.
Gives him a bit of contact into the back there as he tried to split the inside.
Yeah, Adam doesn't need to get aggressive here, Kyle. He's got a very large lead on the 7th place machine for the final transfer spot.
Yeah, exactly. He just needs to make sure his car stays going the right way on the track and in one piece as he's still mired in a little bit of lap traffic.
Leader coming by the stripe. 2 laps to go now for Donovan Clark. That's your leader right there on your screen, negotiating turns 1 and 2. The 92 on your right side of your screen, that's Jordan Wilms, 2nd place runner. With just under a lap and a half to go now. Out of turn 4, he'll see the white flag, Donovan Clark in the 52. No issue right now with the final transfer position. Adam Genereux has it by over 2 turns of distance on this half mile. The leader, Donovan Clark, down the back, negotiating traffic on the high side in the turn number 3. And now turn number 4, looking for the checkered flag this time by. Donovan Clark will win the B main and the bone stock. Donovan Clark will advance to the A feature along with Jordan Wilms, Dave Sharp in the 90, Michael Verburden in the 19, and right there the 25, Adam Genereux coming around after Trent Vanderwist to take the 6th and final transfer position. And the top 6 will advance to the A main feature for the bone stock division. Coming up, sandwiched between the V8 stock feature and the late model feature. There you see the winner of the B main, the 52 of Donovan Clark. Plenty more to come. Don't go away. You're watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
When you choose Pizza Hut, you're supporting a local, family-owned and operated business. We've been serving our community for over 35 years and take great pride in what we do. From our family to yours, thank you for choosing Pizza Hut and supporting local.
Hi everyone, my name's Ranger M. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Today, I helped a senior find transportation to an important medical appointment.
Today, I helped a new mom find virtual programming so she didn't feel so isolated.
Today, I helped someone understand new government supports.
Every day, 211 navigators connect Canadians to critical government and community programs and services.
211. Help starts here.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. Inside the intermission on a Friday night, let's check in trackside with Joey Langdon.
Down here with Jesse Kennedy, one of the stories of the season so far. Jesse, you've run fantastic in the heat races lately. How do you think you're going to move that into feature race performance?
Well, after the last race, running second, I think I took a little too far off the edge of the last corner of the last lap, just trying to catch up to the 55 Gary there, and spun myself out. I'm the only one to blame for that, and I believe my crew deserves better. My sponsors deserve better, and I think I know better, so I'm gonna do better.
So, this season, the 10 team has a teammate. You've got the 70 with you. How is running with the teammate on track different from running a one-car team?
Well, they take care of their own maintenance, things like that, so it's not really a big distraction when it comes to in-the-shop stuff. At the track, yes, they're looking for guidance, and we also lean on our builders for guidance as well. This new setup package, from 2018 to now is quite a bit different than something I've been doing, and we're slowly getting the handle on it. So I think we're gonna win one this year at least.
All right, well, you got a great chance tonight, starting up high. What do you think your chances are tonight?
I think pretty good. I get to start at least, I think, fifth possibly. Bottom lane, I think that's a preferred lane after the monster trucks. Track's still a little dirty and dusty from that, so I think the bottom lane is probably the premier choice.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Back upstairs.
All right, thank you, Joey and Jesse, joined by your intermission guest, defending Super Stock champion from 2022. Obviously off tonight, the Super Stock's not running, former late model driver as well. And good friends with Jesse Kennedy, Jay Dewar. Welcome. Jesse looking pretty snazzy down there. Nice haircut, the mustache there. You've known Jesse for years.
I have known Jesse a long time, yes. He looks like he's ready to go, and I think tonight might be his night.
Yeah, you've been watching the racing thus far. Jesse talking about, the track's still a little dusty or whatnot from the monster trucks last week. How much does that weigh in a driver's mind, knowing you're coming off a week of non-racing, monster trucks turning up some dust, motorcycles turning up some dust?
Yeah, for sure. When I saw the schedule at the beginning of the year, I was glad we were off for a couple weeks after that, because the track will be tricky. You have your car dialed in this deep into the season, and you got to start kind of all over tonight, really, with the dust and the high groove, like Jesse said. It's going to be a challenge for all of them.
The Stock 43 and the Super Stock coming off a championship in 2022. Tell us about last year.
Last year was a dream season. I built a really strong team. I'd never driven anything with leaf springs, and I put together some guys that knew what they were doing with leaf springs, and it just all kind of fell into place at the end of the year there. Tire management game is a big game when you have a one tire a night rule. We managed our tires well, and we really came on at the end of the year.
You went from, because when I worked here as a track announcer, you were running late models. That's how you and I met. What basis did the decisions, hey, let's go do some super stock racing?
Late models just got out of my price range, to be honest. I find the super stocks a lot more like the old cast cars. They're more fun to drive. You can maybe drive a 10th place car to a top 5. Late models, if you miss the setup, you're hanging on all night long. It's just really, really tough sledding. Like I said, the super stocks are just more fun, more affordable, and I found a bunch of guys that wanted to run them.
We're obviously connected through social media or whatnot. I watched you through the off season, debating, and then all of a sudden the post comes out. We're going to return to defend our title in 2023. You're actually debating that.
We were. My wife and I kind of made an agreement that we would call last year our last year. We have a saying in our shop, one more. So we're calling this our one more year. It's really hard to quit this game. It's addicting. I've done it for 29 years. I'm struggling with even quitting this year. But this is my final year, I think, and 3 more races, and we may have a little surprise for this pumpkin smasher.
You added the "I think" at the end of that sentence, though, Jay.
It's a tough gig, man. It's a tough gig to quit.
If you follow Jay in the Super Stocks, he runs the 43 Richard Petty paint scheme. Any story behind the paint scheme?
Yeah, my uncle, who is the reason we run the 43, was a huge Petty fan. I'm not, so we kind of ran it in honor of him. Last year was a identical Petty scheme. This year we kind of put a little flavor on it. It's actually my iRacing paint scheme in a super stock. So it's a little different than a Petty scheme, but I wanted to honor him for my final year.
2 weeks ago, last time on the track, finished second in the super stock feature. How's 2023 been for defense of the title thus far?
It's been good. We've struggled a little bit. It's just the talent and the age of these kids that I'm running with. I hate to call him that, but Nagy's just a bullet right now, and I watch him out there, and he's pulling stuff I used to pull 20 years ago, and I actually sit there and go, I wish I could still do that. We got to get up on the wheel a little bit these last 3 races. We're really close. I think we're 5 points back. If Carson can let us catch up a little bit, maybe we'll put a show on here at the end of the year.
I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was a couple of off seasons ago, the track, the Delaware Speedway went in and said, let's try and establish a second groove. The 43, you love running on the outside. You've advanced plenty of positions this year on the outside. How well is that track now, or this track now, as a 2-lane racetrack?
It's fantastic. I've ran here a long time, and 3 and 4 is better than it's ever been, I think. You can really race down there and set up guys through 1 and 2 and make the pass down here in 3 and 4. Luke and his whole team have done a great job with everything they do here. Support of the Speedway is up, fan counts up. It's just a pleasure to still be doing this.
Speaking of counts up, V8 stock division with that 21.1 breakout, they kind of started that with a 21.4 last year, but the car counts come up. You've been a spectator tonight. Tell us about what you've seen tonight and what you've been seeing this year.
I find it entertaining. I'm on the fence on the racing aspect of it, but I think it's great. Doug Stewart's out having a blast in a late model in a V8 stock. I mean, the wide variety of cars you see is great for the fans. I find it entertaining.
Final question for you. Anyone watching thinking, you know what, I wouldn't mind trying this? What's some sort of feedback or obviously it costs money. You need sponsors or whatnot, but and obviously you want to start at the grassroots level. But what are some tips or feedback from a super stock champion to those watching saying they might want to try this out?
I think I said this to you last year when you asked me this question. Talk to Chris Lorth, get a bone stock. I think that's the best way to start. Get the hang of racing, the racing line, the racing craft. I got a little surprise coming up the end of the year. I might talk to Chris and get a bunch of my crew guys out, and we'll come around the Pumpkin Smasher and bone stocks. But I think that is the best way to start right now at Delaware Speedway. And what Chris Lawrence does for the sport, like 13 cars last week, come on, like he's a great ambassador for this sport.
Yeah, well, so are you. Always a pleasure talking with you, Jay Dewar. Thanks for joining us, and good luck in defense of your super stock title this year.
I really appreciate it, Chris. Thanks for having me.
More to come after the break. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Welcome to Treat Yourself.
As each day passes, we have one guarantee. The sun will rise in the morning and set in the evening. Like the sun, you will also have a time to rise and a time to set.
Looking for the best way to get the Major League Baseball games you want to watch? Rogers Super Sports Pack has you covered. With MLB Extra Innings, you'll have a premium ticket to out-of-market regular season games with all games available in HD. Don't miss the action from the games you want from both the American and National Leagues. MLB Extra Innings, part of the Super Sports Pack. For only $35.95 a month, Rogers customers get all this for one all-inclusive price. Order using your remote starting on channel 431 or visit Rogers.com today.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, and again we welcome viewers of Rev TV. Thank you for jumping on board with us for the remainder of 2023. So glad you tuned in. Chris Orrs, Kyle Friel. We're going to check in with Joey Langdon trackside momentarily. Actually, let's do that now and we'll chat after. Let's go trackside to Joey.
Down here with Adam Generou, and in other classes of racing right now, there's what we call silly season going on, where drivers are changing teams, getting new cars, getting new rides. You kind of had to do that mid-season. You had some issues with your car, and now you're a brand new BT racing driver. How'd that happen?
Well, the initial car that I started the year with, Sunfire, got a little hit, bent, just kept going through drive shafts. Missed a couple races, and Chris said if I give him a hand putting this one together, then he'd let me race it. So the story with this car is it sat for 13 years without racing one competitive lap, and we brought it out for the last race and led with it immediately. So pretty good car. It's been going well for me. It's been fun to kind of build something up. It's a bit of a barn find, and it's been fun, and Chris has been a huge help, and yeah, all of BT Racing has been super helpful. I'd be remiss to not mention Langford Racing, as they put in a ton of work on the old car. It just hasn't really been going our way with it, but big thanks to BT and Chris for letting me run this for the remainder, or until I need it.
Your little bit of an excursion into the BT Racing team has proved fruitful. You're in the future race tonight. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much, and if you don't mind, I'd just like to thank my sponsors, Attaché, New Vista, Langford Racing, or Rival, I was forgetting one, Tommy's Custom Exhaust. And I want to say hi to my mom and dad who are watching from Michigan right now, with hopefully all of our friends, and hopefully you guys didn't decide to just start drinking when I crashed, and that you're still watching. So thank you.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Back upstairs.
Thank you, guys. If you heard me on the mic, I didn't know my mic might have been keyed, but there we were talking about right there. See? Can you see that, folks? see the Jolly Rancher Blue Raspberry Slushie for $4 here at DelawareSpeedway.com. And we got some great stuff coming up for you. I just wanted to flip quickly to the schedule because there's a lot coming up. We're going to be with you next weekend. The Ontario Outlaw Super Late Models here at the half mile with the V8 stocks and bone stocks. But a couple of key things I want to tell you about. August 17th, are you a country fan?
I'm a huge country fan.
August 17th, Rock the Park presents Delaware Nights featuring Jake Owen, the Reclaws, and Josh Rosh here at the half mile. Get your tickets, DelawareSpeedway.com. Autograph night with the bone stocks, the late models, King of the Hill Spectators race on the 25th, and then the another highlight coming up in September, 3-day great Canadian race weekend, September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. DelawareSpeedway.com for all your ticket information. Lots still to come here in 2023.
Most definitely. And the you mentioned the autograph night for the late models. Hopefully the weather plays a good role for it, because the last two autograph nights have been rained out for the late models, so they've been itching to get the autograph cards out and let their fans see the cars and everything like that. But as we see, the cars are on the track for the V8 stock. And we will be back with more Delaware racing on Rogers TV right after this.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
Join us September 30th for the Yes I Can Gathering for Girls at Matthews Hall, a safe place for girls 12 to 14 to work through the tough stuff they face every day. Go to www.waymakerinc.ca for more information and to register.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Mario Elia, and I'm the host of a new show here on Rogers TV that we're calling Keeping London Healthy with Dr. Mario. I'm a local family physician here in London, and I'm very excited to be working with Rogers TV on this new format, which will give us an opportunity to explore all sorts of topics related to medicine and health. So tune in Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. We'll see you then.
Welcome back. Getting set for V8 stock feature racing for 25 laps. Go trackside. There we are, double box. Let's go to Joey.
Down here with the 96, FM96 car, Mark Jacobs, the designer Mark Jacobs. So I saw you popped in after the heat race. You guys have been thrashing on it nonstop since then. What's going on?
Yeah, not the heat race we wanted, right? Started on the outside pole. Normally we can get a pretty good jump when we start on the outside, but it didn't happen tonight, and then I felt like we were holding everybody up. So brought it in and throwing some changes at it. Hopefully it works in the feature.
So the V8s are about to get going in a second, but before you go, I've been asking a lot of people today, the outside apparently has been pretty dusty from the monster trucks. Have you felt that at all?
Not so much dust, just ill-handling car. So we'll see what we can do here tonight in the feature. Hopefully we can get the F96 Chevy up front.
All right, good luck tonight.
Awesome, appreciate it, thank you.
Back upstairs.
All right, thank you, Joey. Checking in on the late model division with the 96 of Mark Jacobs getting set for the V8 stock 25-lap feature. Quickly, let's go to Kyle Freeld. Tell us about the breakout rule again.
Yes, the breakout rule here again. 21.1 seconds, got to be above that mark, so slower than that mark. And then if you're below it, faster than 21.1 seconds, stop and go penalty. Stop and go penalty means the back straightaway. Before you enter pit road on the back stretch, you have to come to a complete stop, then get going again once the field passes you. We're getting ready for green flag racing. Here we go, Chris.
Green flag, we're racing with the V8 stocks. Cody Coburn on the inside. It's Caden Patrick on the outside. That's your front row. And quickly, 3 wide in the back of the pack. Great car count tonight for the V8 stocks. Here comes Jordan Morris with a house of fire. Oh, we got a car on the wall. It's Ferguson around in turn 3. Back up the track, we got 2 more colliding on the inside apron. And quickly, a caution in this V8 stock feature. Ferguson in the 23 rode the wall just past the scoreboard, race fans. Right side tires on the wall, and then spun, and then we had a collision with 2 other vehicles. Let's go to the replay. What do we got here,
We
Carl?
do have a look here.
as it's going to be just in the back.
Oh, we got touched, Kyle.
Little contact into the back, causing the 23 of Ferguson to go up into the wall, and then we don't have a look at what happens after the aftermath there. But we also see that's the 17 of Colin Wilms in there as well, and not sure exactly who else he's in there with. But as we have a caution here, we will go for break. More Delaware Speedway racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Don't be distracted and leave your cooking unattended.
Stand by your pan and look while you cook.
I'm Mike Jack. I've broken multiple world records for eating some of the world's hottest peppers. Now, I'm challenging London restaurants to make some of the world's hottest food. Watch Jack Up the Heat Mondays at 5:30.
If you're the parent of a 12 to 14-year-old girl, I do not have to tell you how difficult it is to grow up today. Research shows us that mental health challenges are on the rise. Join our expert mental health providers on September 30th at Matthews Hall for the Yes I Can gathering for girls. It's a safe space for girls to work through the tough stuff they face every day. Follow us at Yes I Can GFG or go to www.waymakerinc.ca for more information and to register.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. Let's go to the replay. This is why we're under caution.
That's right. We see there the 23 machine did get clipped in the back, caused him to spin out there and hit the outside wall with some force. We saw just as we were coming back from break that he was going into the pits. He'll assess some damage there.
Yeah, and right rear down on the Ferguson 23. It was two separate incidents. The other incident involved Clutterbuck and Wilms, the 72 and the 17 respectively. All participating vehicles have driven away from the area under their own power, so we have not completed an official lap of this V8 stock 25 lap feature just yet.
No, exactly. We saw there the 23 of Ferguson getting some tires changed. Something got obviously that clip in the back end probably cut down a tire, so he'll hopefully be able to make it back out for this feature race here. As you mentioned, Chris, not an official lap finished in this feature. 25 laps here for the V8 stocks, and it's good to see 15 cars out in this feature, so it's definitely a rising number in this division that is good for this division to see here at Delaware on a Friday night.
Yeah, and we heard Jay Dewar talking about it at intermission. He's still on the fence as far as the racing aspect of the V8 stock under this breakout rule, but he's got an open embrace to see how it turns out, which a lot of fans probably feel the same way.
Oh, most definitely. When you're used as a fan, used to seeing racing go one way for so long, and then there's a change, you're kind of skeptical of how that's going to go, but from what we've seen week in and week out, I think these drivers are starting to get used to it and making sure that they're abiding by the rules, and I think the fans will come around as well as they get more used to seeing the breakout time implied.
So we're anticipating the white flag next time by, as the field has doubled up. Cody Coburn in the 91 is your leader. Outside row 1 will be the 86 of Caden Patrick. Then it's Lance Groshek in the 18 and the 33. No, sorry, not the 30. The 45 of Brett Pelly is outside row 2. Let's go trackside to Joey.
Hey guys, the 23, it's no damage other than the tires. They replaced the right side tires. They're good to go. They're heading out right now, looking to try and make it back before we go green. Back upstairs.
Awesome, thank you, Joey. Well done, Joey Langdon, catching up with the pit area, the 23 V8 stock. And Ferguson is back underway as the field now, with no lights around the racetrack, on the pace car, signify they're expecting to see green. Next time by with Coburn, the control car at the point. The 45 is Brett Pelly. part-time bone stock driver as well, if I'm not mistaken. And Brent's seeing some action behind the wheel of a V8 stock. Out of turn 4, they'll enter the restart zone, the yellow paint mark right there. Ferguson back on the track, looking to the flag stand. Green flag, we're racing with the V8 stock. Tightly bunched grid as they dive into turn 1. Patrick in the 86, Coburn in the 91 on the inside. 3 wide, here comes Morris again on the outside. There you see him. He just passed 5 cars on the outside and quickly goes to the inside for second spot. Jordan Morris, a house of fire to the front of the field.
Not wasting any time getting to the back end of Coburn there. He's put himself into second spot in a great position to potentially overtake the lead in what maybe was a half a lap.
And a car's around, caution flag on the speedway, a couple of cars involved. Turn number 1, 3 cars involved. The 58 of Taggart's there.
The whole one side of the 2M, I believe, is off the car. We get a look at it here as they're coming into turn 1.
Already around was Taggart on his own, I think, or was he touched? And Fothergill into the 2M, and the left side of the 2M sheared right off. So Fothergill involved, and the 2M of Mark McDonald. We're talking about Morris. What a restart. And then we're under caution for the second time here. And the thing about Jordan Morris and the boys in the truck, from my understanding, looking to bring that to us again, that restart, if they could possibly do it, because he came out of turn 2 with a house of fire. But that lap for Morris, and let's go to the replay here. So Morris is back in the field. You see him 3 wide already on the way back in the field. Oh no, that's the incident, my apologies. Taggart around, left front into the inside wall. And we are under caution as Fothergill got in there. So did the 2M of McDonald. But I'm going back to the restart there. Jordan Morris and his lap where he made all those passes, just over 22 seconds. And you know why he was able to do that? I'll let you attempt to guess the answer right now, Kyle.
He was able to get a good jump, I believe, and with the breakout time, the cars are still working up to speed out of a restart.
Exactly.
So therefore, he's able to jump on it right away, and since they're coming out of a restart, they're not all going as fast as they can, so he's able to jump on the gas and gain those spots.
Well done. He's not the best color man in the league for nothing, folks. Here's the replay. Here's the restart. So Morris is at least 3.5 rows back as we look to see where he is. There he is. So we'll go to the high side of Fothergill, 3 wide there with Stewart, then the high side of Brent Pelly, and he'll fly down the back and he'll cut to the inside of Patrick here in the blue 86. And immediately we'll get the second spot. And Kyle nailed it right on the head, because when they restart, they're coming out of turn 4 at a slow, caution, pace, speed. That allows him to have pretty much a full-out lap, an opening lap to the restart, Kyle. And we saw it on the timing and scoring. It was 22 and change. So not even close. And he was able to pass 5 cars to get to that second spot.
Yeah, that's right.
When we come back, we'll hope to go green here with the V8 stock feature. You're watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Don't get caught unprepared this summer. White's Rental is your one-stop shop for lawnmower tune-ups and repairs. You can visit us at our new location, 785 Little Simcoe Street.
Join us September 30th for the Yes I Can Gathering for Girls at Matthews Hall, a safe place for girls 12 to 14 to work through the tough stuff they face every day. Go to www.waymakerinc.ca for more information and to register.
Monday.
Pollinating Purpose is a new show all about supporting organizations seeking to have social impact in the work that they do. Whether nonprofit, for-profit, or social enterprise, grassroots organization, you'll learn key considerations to starting or growing your social purpose business in a long-term and sustainable way. Pollinating Purpose on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. Chris Soares, Kyle Friel, top of the tower, Joy Langdon trackside. they have to go back to the last completed lap. So all that stuff we told you about Morris in the 73 was for nothing, but we might see it again on this restart because he's starting inside of the 4th row when we restart here inside Dave Evison in the 15, so we might just see this again, Kyle.
Well, exactly. If we've seen it the last 2 restarts, Morris just flying with ease, it seemed like, around these cars. So we'll definitely have to see if the restart is going to treat Morris well again. As the pace car exits the track, cars coming into turn 4, looking to the flag stand as they come out.
Cody Coburn will lead him to the restart zone, looking to the flag stand for the green flag. Coburn, green flag, we're racing. Patrick on the outside, we'll watch Morris. Morris on the inside, can't get to the outside right now, so he'll stay 4th in line on the inside row. And Coburn will grab the lead out of turn number 2. Morris did not advance. Cannot advance. He's in 7th spot right now as the front 3 single file out of turn 4 to complete the 2nd lap of this 25-lap feature. And Kyle will keep a close eye on lap times for us. 21.1 seconds is the breakout time. Anything slower than that, you're good. Coburn, Patrick. Up to 3rd spot is Groshek in the 19. Doug Stewart into 2 to 4th.
And here comes Morris as he's trying now back up to the outside.
Morris on the outside of Fothergill for position. Everybody looks okay thus far. Oh, contact! Morris is around on the inside! Off the inside wall, he kept it off the inside wall. Now Fothergill's got a tire down. He's high in turns 3 and 4, and he'll stop as well, and we'll go caution on the speedway again. I think there was contact between the 73 and the 33. Just starting the backstretch. Morris got quite squirrely after that contact. Let's go to the replay here.
Got to look at it here. Morris on the outside of the blue deuce. And yes, contact. Fothergill gets into the back end of Morris there.
I think Jordan might have came down actually, Kyle, off the wall. It looked like he came down. I'm not quite. If we can get that replay one more time from the boys in the truck, I'd appreciate that. If we can get it again, we see if the 73 comes down before there's contact. He might have came down right out of corner exit to turn number 2 as Morris will come into the pits. Let's go to the replay, Kyle.
That's right here. So Morris is on the outside of the blue deuce. And I think, yes, you're right. It looks like he's trying to make that position coming down to follow in behind the blue deuce of Doug Stewart, but ends up getting into the side of Fothergill there.
He might have even brushed the wall, but we couldn't really tell on that angle. A great replay nonetheless by our crew, but he might have brushed the wall, but definitely, and that would have punctured probably a right front on the 33 of Fothergill as well. So we're under caution again here in the V8 stock feature race. When we come back, we hope to go green. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Your mouth can do a lot of amazing things. And your mouth can save a life.
Hi, I'm Tom Wong. I'm just one of close to 1,000 Canadians in search of a stem cell match. We need your help.
A simple swab is all you need to register on the National Stem Cell Database. You could be the one to save a life. Find the hero in you.
Mondays, Charity's quest for love continues.
Everything that I've prayed for is right in front of me.
I really feel like I'm falling in love with you.
I could see my future husband.
But will she regret?
What am I doing?
Her happily ever after?
It could be the last night that I see Charity.
Every single day I've woken up and I've regretted my choice. You were not supposed to say goodbye to somebody that you love.
The Bachelorette, all new Mondays 8/7 Central on City TV or stream on City TV Plus, the app, or citytv.com.
Back on our way with the V8 stock 25-lap feature. We're 6 laps in now. After the restart, Coburn retains his top spot. It's Groshek up to second now. The blue deuce of Doug Stewart to third, sorry. Evison to fourth, and Patrick falling back. He's now battling side by side with Morris. Morris is up to fifth after restarting at the back of the field,
This 73 machine is absolutely on rails today. as he's been able to maneuver his way through traffic, make passes when people, you shouldn't have been able to, going past 5 cars in a couple of restarts, but nonetheless, he's doing everything he can to get back up to the front.
The only issue is you need to make, what we've seen tonight is, with the 21.1 second breakout, is you need to make those passes in that opening lap, because you're just going up to speed like you documented earlier. Now the difficulty is catching the front 4 when you're in a breakout situation.
Yeah, exactly right. You got to make sure you're above that 21.1 mark.
Or get a caution, or hope for a caution, right?
100% there, and look for a good restart.
The front 4 all together. Coburn, Stewart in the 2. It's Groschick in the 18 and Evison in the 15. Side by side for the lead. Coburn in the 91, Stewart in the 2. Nobody breaking out thus far. Contact, though, between Coburn and Stewart out of 4. And we are 10 laps into this 25-lap feature. Now Stewart edges out in front. Oh, contact, they're around! The leader's around! Oh, no, also Groschick's around! And caution on the speedway, the leaders getting involved in a collision out of turn 2. Stewart, Coburn, and Groschick. And the leader, Cody Coburn, who's been out front all night, including his heat race. Oh, and Stewart just backed up into him. Into the right rear of the 91 of Coburn. I'm going to assume that was accidental. Let's go to the replay, Kyle.
As we look here, Stewart didn't see much contact, so I don't know if Stewart got loose and then Coburn trying to over-adjust and miss him, ends up spinning out as well.
Groschick just trying to avoid it all, lost his back end as well.
So the top 3 now are going to, I believe, be at the back of the field and have to work their way up because they're all involved in the incident.
Stewart's rolling again from the pit area. He's coming back out to pit road, so I don't think it was a tire issue because that would have been a longer consultation than what we actually had. Under caution again here with the V8 stock feature with 16 laps to go when we come back from break. You're watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
My name's Ranger M, and I work at Catfish Creek Conservation Authority. I'm the community outreach technician, and that means I do a lot of this, chatting about all things nature and conservation with kids, adults, teachers, everyone. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Welcome to Treat Yourself.
Welcome back. Lights off the Delaware Speedway pace vehicle getting set for a restart here. V8 stock feature, 16 to go when we take the green. Chris Soares, Kyle Friel, top of the tower. Joey Langdon trackside. As Evison, now the control car and the leader out of turn 4 into the restart zone. Green flag, we're racing with the V8 stocks. Jordan Morris on the outside. Clutterbuck and Ferguson, row 2. We'll see what Morris has for the leader now on the reopening lap to green flag status. Morris wants the lead. Evison will fight back on the inside. The rest of the field knows now, Kyle, you can pretty much go full out on that first lap out of green.
Most definitely, as we see Morris going by, he'll lead that lap at the stripe. And but the 15 of Evison doing a great job battling here, trying to stay with them.
Let's go try. Oh, we got a car around again. It is the 4 of Wheaton, I believe. Kyle, you can double check that. Green flag still on the speedway here. What are we going to do? Green flag, and now we go caution on the speedway, the 4th time now in the V8 stock feature. Let's go trackside to Joey.
Very dramatic, very emotional V8 race. Paul Fothergill got out of his car and was unusually animated, talking about people trying to win the race on lap 1. I came over to Dougie Stewart's team. They mentioned that Stewart was hot, and just as we were talking, Stewart made contact with Coburn under caution. A lot of people in this race, really emotional, really racing as hard as they can, and we just saw it right there, another incident. It's going to be an instant heavy race the rest of the way. Back upstairs.
Actually, if we can keep Joey on, if we could talk, because this is a good opportunity, because Joey brings up a good point. Joey, if you can hear me, Kyle and I were talking about this early, because we've seen Jordan Morris do this in the opening lap. Yes, Fothergill's concerned by guys trying to win the race on the opening lap, but Joey, you can go full out now, as we've seen, to gain positions on an opening lap, so a lot more guys might be trying to do that very strategy. Would you not agree?
Yeah, and I think that's something Fothergill is less concerned with the driver and more concerned about maybe a future rule change, because he's right. They are trying to win the race on lap 1 because they have all the incentive to do that right now. So yes, Fothergill's frustrated. Fothergill's frustrated because he's been getting dived on lap 1 and he had a tire go down. He had a sway bar break, but they're all incentivized to do that. So his ire might be better directed to the rules and the race director upstairs. And back upstairs to you guys.
Yeah, thank you for chiming in on that, Joey. Kyle Frill, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the rules in place for the 21.1, and you're coming out of a restart at a slower pace. Use it to your advantage. That's something you're going to have to maybe put in and pencil into your strategy, being like, hey, this is where I got to make my move to get ready to go, as we are doubling up here. The lights are off the pace car.
And that's what Joey said. Maybe they have to look at a rule change, because right now what Jordan Morris and maybe others might start doing now is within the rule book.
Exactly, correct. So we'll see exactly what happens here, because we're coming into another restart. Green flag going to be waving as these cars come out of turn 4 here, Chris.
Yeah, we've also, and another thing that I just thought of, I'm going to bring up to you in a sec as we get set to go. Green flag racing with 15 to go. Everson will bring him to the line. Green flag, we're racing with the V8 stock. Morris on the outside. Clutterbuck now trying to dive in front of Ferguson. That won't work. Ferguson will grab the third spot. The leader side by side out of turn 2, down the back. Morris on the outside, Everson on the inside, Ferguson the third, Clutterbuck fourth, Coburn, not the points leader, but the pole sitter up to 5th. And loses Morris out of turn 4. A dead heat at the line, give that lap to Everson. We got damage on the right front of the Groshek machine in the 18. Everybody good on that lap. Obviously, that was the opening lap from a restart. Now Kyle will continue to check times here for us as Everson grabs the lead back out of turn 4. Back to the line we come. First full green flag since the restart.
Everybody looking good there, running roughly an average of the 21.5 mark, with Everson being the 21.3.
Everson in the 15, Morris in the 73, side by side behind them for third. Clutterbuck to the inside of Ferguson, top of your screen. Here comes the pole sitter. Coburn, check the 91. 91 might have been quick that lot. No, he's good, I think.
91 is good at a 21.594. So Coburn doing all he can here within that breakout rule to try and make up some spots and get back to the top spot.
Pelly up to 6th, Stewart to 7th, Patrick in 8th. They're coming up to the 9 machine. They'll lap him on the outside. Everson will lead him into turn 1. Oh, contact! Was that Morris loose into the 9 or just himself? That might have been himself. He's under attack now by Clutterbuck for second. Clutterbuck to the inside, happening behind the leader right now. Now Morris fighting back on the outside, top of the screen. Check these times out. This is going to be quick here, Kyle.
Everybody is looking good there, as Everson ran a 22.041, so a little slower than his previous lap.
Clutterbuck to the inside of Morris for second spot. To the right of your screen, Everson the leader. 8 to go this time by V8 stock feature. And Clutterbuck really went fast at the line there.
Clutterbuck 21.434. He's still good under that breakout rule of 21.1.
These guys are managing the lap times very well. Both Morris and Clutterbuck have closed in on Everson, though. This might be interesting at the line now for times, because they've definitely closed the gap.
Still good racing here by all the cars on the track. The top 3 definitely in a chase here, trying to gain positions.
Everson the leader, 15. Got Fothergill rolling down the pit road now all of a sudden in his V8 stock. Morris sidewinds a fishtail around turn 4. Clutterbuck will battle back on the inside. 21.28 for the leader. Evison still good. That's his fastest lap of the race. Clutterbuck back to the inside of Morris. 5 to go next time by. Morris will grab second spot. Morris is a loose car. That's 73, so loose in turn number 4. Another fast time by Evison, really? 21.25. Wow, last 2 laps have been his fastest yet. Side-by-side battle continues for the second spot. Morris is really loose on a turn 4. Watch Clutterbuck gain speed now at the line. Comes back to the inside. So Morris is grabbing that second spot in the corners, and Clutterbuck's trying to battle back on the straightaways. Clutterbuck back to the inside. Now watch him brake early. Morris will come to the high side and grab Fothergill slow on the inside. Look out here. And Morris will use Fothergill as a pick and will complete the pass on Clutterbuck. 3 to go for Dave Evison in the 15. Now Morris alone in second. Clutterbuck, Ferguson, and Colburn, your top 5. As they'll come through turns 3 and 4. Popsicle sticks in the air for the 15 of Evison. 2 laps to go. And
Jordan Morris close. He was a 21.171.
Wow. 21.1717, 100ths of a second in the good. As he closes in on the leader. They'll get the white flag this time by. V8 stock featured. Final moments at the line, white flag. Evison and Morris to sell him.
Morris breaks out. 21.072. He'll have to serve a stop and go penalty.
He lasted 24 laps or 23 laps. His 24th lap will hurt him. And he will not finish second. It's Evison all by himself out of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air for Dave Evison, as Morris did not realize he was broken out. They would have told him on the radio, but he finished it anyways. And Morris will be penalized. How was everybody else on the final lap, Kyle?
Everybody else was good on the... Morris was even good on the final lap there, but it was the 24th lap that hurt him, as he was below the 21.1 second time at a time of 21.072 seconds. So that'll move Clutterbuck up to 2.
This is the replay with the 9, Kyle, and the leaders with Morris. Take us through this.
Yeah, as we see here, the 9 coming up the track and just getting into Morris. That's why he got a little loose going halfway through turn 1 there and turn 2.
Wow, I don't understand why the 9 would do that.
Yeah, your lap traffic. Why wouldn't you just stay in the low groove as you were all race? Why are you going to try and come up to the high side when there's no need to be there?
So with Morris dropping back, breaking out, it's Evison, Clutterbuck, Ferguson, Colburn, and Brett Pelly with a great run in the 45. That's your top 5, and momentarily we'll send it trackside to hear from your V8 stock feature race winner, the 15 of Dave Evison. We'll hear momentarily an interview with Delaware Speedway's Jordan Maudsley as we wait for Dave to exit the 15 machine in Victory Lane here to conclude the first of 3 feature races. Tonight, coming up next, will be the Bone Stocks, which is always a great feature race here at Delaware Speedway, and plus the late models still to come as well. The Bone Stocks will run 25 laps, and the late models will run 35 laps here coming up this evening. But we're waiting to hear and see Dave Evison climbing out of the 15 machine. And we'll send it to trackside to Jordan Maudsley.
Dave, down here for the second time this season. You're making it a habit. How good does it feel to be down here in Victory Lane?
This is great. It took a long time to get the last one, something like 42 years. We won here in in street stock 42 years ago with Doug Stewart chasing us that night. This is fun. We come out and we have some fun. We race Oscar because we have fun. We come here because it's close to home, and this is a blast.
What do you have to say to anybody who's got a free Friday night in a V8 somewhere?
Play. Come out and play. That's all this is. It's a lot of fun, and I'm a half an hour from home, and it's great. So We got some sponsors to thank. We got Pennzoil Victory Lane, Dock Strader Property Maintenance, St. Mary's Home Building Center, Sam's Home Hardware, Langford Lumber, Pros Racing and Automotive, Images by the Wook, and my brother Scott, the crew chief, Adam, my nephew, and my son Dave. And Phil's on the car, but he's here in spirit this year. I think he's looking after his little one at home. So this is a blast.
Dave Evison down here in Victory Lane for the second time this season in the Dock Stater Property Maintenance V8 stock.
That's your V8 stock feature race winner, Dave Evison, in the 1534 Bone Stock, set to do battle for 25 laps on the other side of the break. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Are you low on food? Struggling to pay the bills? Overwhelmed by life's challenges? When you need support but don't know where to turn, just dial 211. 211 connects you to the programs or services near you.
211, how can I help you?
211, help starts here.
Dream come true. Tuesdays on City TV.
It blew me away. It doesn't even look real. It looks like a special effect.
We've done some moves we have never, ever seen.
This is an audition I'll never forget. It was amazing.
America's Got Talent. All new Tuesdays 8, 7 Central on City TV or stream anytime.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV, getting set for the Bone Stock A feature. 34 cars to do battle. Chris Horace, Kyle Friel, top side. Track side is Joey Langdon, and we're noticing on the break, if you remember, Adam Generou in the 25 was the 6th and final transfer spot in the B main for the Bone Stock, but we noticed there's 4 more cars lined up behind Generou, which ironically I think was the finishing order behind Generou in that B main. So maybe they took 10 cars now for 34 total, Kyle.
Yeah, that might be the case there. Don't know if Joey can hear us, if he wants to go to the tech garage and maybe get a little bit of a report and an update there. But nonetheless, these Bone Stocks are getting doubled up sign from the flag stand, so we're going to see hopefully the white flag next time by and get the green flag racing here as it's coming up on just after 9:30 here on a gorgeous cooler Friday night here at Delaware Speedway.
Yeah, and for those of you and those of our viewers joining us on Rev TV, the Delaware Speedway from the top side shaped like an egg. The distance between turns 1 and 2 shorter than the distance between turns 3 and 4. So it's an egg-shaped half mile. And when the sun goes down and it cools off, the track gets more grippier, the track gets faster. So we should see some good lap times just before we just before we go to green. Let's go trackside to Joey.
Down with Cody Coburn, the 91 V8. Very interesting race. Do you want to walk us through what happened out there?
Well, I think I got a little loose off. I hit Dougie there, and I'm sorry for that. I think we all three kind of got caught up in there, but it was a good race for us. We've had a pretty crap season, to be honest, and last season a lot of bad luck, and felt great to get a win in this car finally. A lot of years that we've been trying and stuff like that, and it felt great to come into this V8 stock race and do a good job tonight. Felt really good with breakout by 73, gave us 4th, so it's a good points night tonight, to be honest.
So we mentioned the incident with Stewart. He gave you a little shot under yellow. Have you gotten to speak to him yet, or what happened?
No, I haven't. I'll probably leave it unless it comes to me. I'll say it on here. I'm sorry, Dougie. I didn't mean to get into you, but you know, Robin's racing. You're up at the front. He's on the outside. It kind of slid up a bit, and unfortunately we tangled. And you know, it is what it is. Dougie's a good guy. I'm sure it'll be okay in a day or so or whatever. But it was a good night.
All right, well, congratulations, and see you the rest of the year.
Thank you so much. Have a good night, guys.
Back upstairs.
All right, fantastic interview. Thank you, Joey, and the driver of the 91, Cody Coburn, and the V8 stock feature, getting set for the Bone Stock feature. This should be a good one, Kyle Freeland. I'll tell you why, because you got some fast cars at the front too. You got Wollaston, who's the control car. You got Craig in the 40 outside row 1. Row 2, you got Story and Tyler Wheel, who had pretty good heat race as well. You got the cream of the crop, so to speak, about 5 or 6 rows behind the leader. So this should be a pretty good one.
Yeah, exactly. It's and then we got the double zero of Jay Cox, the points leader currently. He's mired in the middle of the pack, so we'll see what he can do to make his way to the front. And it's been kind of the storyline the last couple of weeks for this bone stock division. The top leaders in points having to either A, qualify through the B main, or B, start through the middle of the pack here in the A main feature as the pace car is off the track, and we're ready for green flag racing here, Chris.
Out of turn 4, bone stock 25 lap feature. We're under green at the half mile in Delaware. And Wollaston will jump out in front. Craig in the black 40 to the outside. Story in the orange 34. Wheel in the white 45. Quickly, Wollaston will jump to the lead. And quickly, 3 wide and way back in the pack momentarily. It was 4 wide for a moment. As the top 15, 16 cars all bunched up, Wollaston will cut Craig off, trying to go for the lead. They'll funnel into turn number 1. Up the hill in turn 2, and down the back they go, nose to tail, the front 15 all together. Wollaston will lead him into turn 3. Making moves back in the pack, it's Lovey in the 21C, Rabideau and Jay Cox as well there. Craig Cole making moves about 9 spots off the lead.
This is absolutely pandemonium, 3 wide, and it's a wreck here going around into turn 1. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Phil Gibbons involved in the 50. I'll tell you how that happened right off the bat. And that was the 55 of Craig Cole diving to the inside on the front stretch. He ran out of room, had to come up the track. Meanwhile, there's 2 or 3 cars to his right, and they all collided. And we're under caution. Watch Cole right here to the inside, right of your screen. Into turn 1, gonna run out of room, slides up the track and collects 3 or 4 cars. He gets involved later on through the turn. Langford's around in the 0-3 as well. There's the 52. He was a heat race winner earlier tonight. So a big wreck in turn number 1. And we go red flag conditions on the speedway here as the safety crew out on the track. Is that Generu in the 25?
It is Generu in the 25. He was involved in a wreck there in his heat race. That's why his front bumper is off, as the crew is now talking to him, making sure he's okay. As you mentioned, Chris, red flag conditions here. Here's another look going to come. A different angle here we got from our wonderful camera people.
It'll happen left of your screen. Here comes Cole now. Up the track. The 50 of Givens got spun around by the 74, and the 0-3 of Langford's around. Oh, here comes Generu late into the back of the 17 of Colin Willems. And he hit the 17 hard, the 25 of Generu did. And later on in the turn, almost now in complete turn 2, Craig Cole went around with another vehicle. I think that was the 4. And we're still under red flag conditions. They waited a little while to throw the red because out of your screen right now, the leader is on the inside of turn 1, just below the side-by-side you see there. So the lead pack has already come all the way around the track before the red flag was thrown. We're under caution here. Bone stock feature. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
My name's Ranger M. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Join us September 30th for the Yes I Can Gathering for Girls at Matthews Hall, a safe place for girls 12 to 14 to work through the tough stuff they face every day. Go to www.waymakerinc.ca for more information and to register.
As each day passes, we have one guarantee. The sun will rise in the morning and set in the evening. No matter where you are on this earth, there is a sunrise and a sunset. No matter the weather, the pollution, the clouds, there is a sunrise and a sunset. No matter what you do, like the sun, you will also have a time to rise and a time to set.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. There you see our front two leaders under red flag conditions, Wollaston and Craig parked because, and there you see the 25 of Generu. We're under red flag conditions from a multi-car collision. Let's go to the replay, Kyle.
That's right. We see here the 55 of Craig Cole try and dive down in the inside, then come back up without room. And he's the one that really started this whole thing, the domino effect, as we get another look at it. We'll see in the bottom left of our screen there, Cole gets into the side of the
Sterling Roberts got it, yeah, and then Sterling Roberts into the 50
of Gibbons.
Yep. Here
and
comes Generu.
Then Generu into the 17, and the domino effect started as soon as Craig Cole made that dive to the bottom and then tried to make his way back up to the top of the
and
track.
we're listening in on track announcers during the break that Craig Cole was apparently yelling at other drivers or whatnot. The ironic thing is the 55 started the whole thing by going 3 wide on the inside wall and then trying to squeeze up the track when there was no room to squeeze.
No, that's the thing with the bone stock division. There's no spotters out there. It's just them driving, so they got to maneuver it like you would on the 401 kind of type of deal. You got to check your blind spots and check everything like that to make sure you have room. At this particular point, the 55 did not have room to get back up the track. He had the room to go down. The dive down was a great move to try and pass cars, but that move coming back up was the domino that started everything here and causing this red flag condition.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure just over 1 lap into a 25-lap feature might have been the right time to do that, although you are trying to get as many spots as you can earlier on in the feature because everyone's all together, right?
That's right, especially we have, I believe, 34 cars in this feature race, so you want to make sure you have a good position going through the race. And at this point, we'll see exactly what happens here as we are going to be going to break here. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
As each day passes, we have one guarantee. The sun will rise in the morning and set in the evening. No matter where you are on this earth, there is a sunrise and a sunset. No matter the weather, the pollution, the clouds, there is a sunrise and a sunset. No matter what you do, like the sun, you will also have a time to rise and a time to set.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. Still under red flag conditions. As we are, we're going to send it down to Joey trackside.
Down here with Adam Generu, the 25. Adam, heavy hit. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. Got my bell rung pretty hard there, but 2 times in a row tonight doesn't feel great. But yeah, I'm okay. To everybody at home, friends and family, I'm fine. You know, no long-term damage, nothing's wrong with me. The car's cooked, but.
So walk me through your position there, because on camera you came in kind of late to the instant, but you came in really hot.
Yeah, so what happened there was I was running the top really well. I started pretty much shotgun on the field, and I was just rolling the top. I think I picked up 10 or so spots just on those first few laps, so I was rolling the top good. And then
you know, visibility's not so great. This windshield's not great, and then visibility's never really good in 2 when you're up that high with the wall. I saw something kind of happening at the bottom, so I thought, oh, I'll just stay up in the wall there, let them crash into each other. And by the time I kind of got sight of it, I saw a bunch of cars parked up top there. I hit the brakes, car spun around, and that's all she wrote. Slid right into it.
Yep. So I'm sure you'll have some family texting you exactly what happened on Rogers TV. I'm sure you'll take a look later, but glad to hear you're okay, and we hope to see the rest of the season.
Yeah, hopefully. I'll be out next race. Just depends on in what.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back upstairs.
Thank you, Joy and Adam Generou, driver, the 25 Bone Stock. Got to say hi, Kyle, to track announcer Jamie Maudsley, who's not here tonight, but watching from a campground just outside Michigan International Speedway. He's attending the NASCAR Cup race this weekend south of the border. So hey to Jamie. We got more to come. Still under red flag conditions. Bone Stock feature. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Looking for the best way to get the Major League Baseball games you want to watch? Rogers Super Sports Pack has you covered. With MLB Extra Innings, you'll have a premium ticket to out-of-market regular season games with all games available in HD. Don't miss the action from the games you want from both the American and National Leagues. MLB Extra Innings, part of the Super Sports Pack. For only $35.95 a month, Rogers customers get all this for one all-inclusive price. Order using your remote starting on channel 431 or visit Rogers.com today.
Do you have something to share? Let everyone know about your next meeting, your need for volunteers, or your fundraising event on the Rogers TV Community Billboard. Send us your words and we'll bring them to life on Rogers TV and RogersTV.com. When it's time to spread the word, go to RogersTV.com to add your announcement to the Community Billboard.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV under red flag conditions here. Bone Stock 25 lap feature, just one official lap completed after a multi-vehicle collision in turns 1 and 2. We mentioned hello to announcer Jamie Maudsley, camping just outside Michigan International Speedway. He's attending the NASCAR race this weekend. Speaking of camping, you can camp here at the Delaware Speedway. All the information to get your trailer out here, enjoy some racing here at the half mile at DelawareSpeedway.com. I know there's quite a few events throughout the season where that back field area behind the wall of the backstretch is just packed with trailers.
Yeah, that's right. The first one usually is the Canada Day weekend, as it's a 3-day event, and then the next one coming up Labor Day weekend in September usually is a nice 3-day event. So that campground behind the back wall there of the backstretch is just packed with trailers, tents, anything you can imagine, as we get a shot of the side-by-side dropping some more quick dry around the track. So obviously a lot of fluid or something on the track that's causing this lengthy delay here.
And we talked about this while we were away on commercial, is that the fact that the bone stocks are the feature on the track right now is actually a benefit to track cleanup, because they don't drive slicks. So they can restart, track officials can restart the bone stocks in a quicker fashion, because they'll just run through the quick dry, and whereas the super stocks or the V8 stocks or the late models could not.
Exactly, that's right. We did see earlier this year that during a late model feature, the quick dry had to come out, and they actually went to hot caution laps at full speed to spread that quick dry around, because it ended up costing some cars some position on the track because they hit it and spun out and got loose. So it is, like you said, Chris, fortunate that it is the bone stocks on the track right now, because like you mentioned, they'll be able to spread that quick dry around and get it moving on the track, so it's not in just one big spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And a few drivers doing double duty tonight. Speaking of double duty, you enjoy doing double duty on Rogers TV this weekend because you're heading from the racetrack to the Ball Diamond tomorrow. What's going on tomorrow?
Yeah, it's some baseball all-star, so it's like a college showcase for kids in the I believe we're doing the U16 and U17 age groups tomorrow at the Field of Dreams in Dorchester, live on Rogers TV tomorrow afternoon. The U16's at 1:30, the U17's at 7:30 tomorrow night. So yeah, Joy and I are going to be heading there to do the broadcast there. So dabbling in multi-sports here, and it's always fun to be on the mic and in front of the camera, whatever sport I can be a part of.
Yeah, and you're also an umpire, but people can get involved getting behind the camera, or maybe even getting in front of the camera behind the mic with Rogers TV in a voluntary aspect, right?
Yeah, that's right. Check out rogerstv.com/volunteer, and that'll give you all the information you need to register, sign up, get your name and information into Rogers TV here in London, and they will get in contact with you and use whatever skills you have. They'll find a spot for you, because without volunteers, Rogers TV doesn't run. So from the camera people here, from even us here up in the tower, Joey Langdon down in the pits for a normal Friday night at Delaware Speedway, volunteers makes this happen. So if you feel like this is something you like to do, why not give it a shot and give your name and information to Rogers TV.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the Field of Dreams just outside Dorchester. That was a field created somewhat like the field in the movie, but less than 2 years old. That Field of Dreams actually turned into a pretty good facility.
Yeah, exactly. It's right now it's an all-turf field, and it's the old turf from Rogers Centre in Toronto. So the ball players that get a chance to play on that field have some pristine conditions to be able to play on, and it'll be fun to be out there tomorrow, as mentioned, to make this all-star game happen. And see these young players that are looking for maybe some college scholarships down in the States or something in Canada, depending on where they go. And we'll exactly see what happens and how these players fare from across Ontario.
Yeah, and don't worry, folks, if you're not at home during those two broadcasts, you can check it out on our Rogers TV YouTube channel as well, wherever you are. Maybe you're at the campground, around the fire, or whatnot. Let's check in trackside with Joey.
Hi guys, the red flag isn't just from instant debris. Before the incident happened, the 94 of Carl Bartlett's transmission line blew, and if you can see on the ground, fluid just leaked all over the track. He didn't notice for a full lap, so the entire track is covered in transmission fluid, and then up into the pit lane. So in addition to the dust, you've also got the transmission fluid to clean up. So that's why there's quick dry all over the track right now. So it's going to take some time before we go green again. Back upstairs.
All right, thank you, Joy, and that's why we have Joy down here, because obviously we didn't know that. We thought the quick dry was somebody leaking after the collision, resulting in there you see some of it right now. That's just at the exit of turn 2. We thought that was from collisions causing the red flag. Now we've changed to yellow flag conditions on the racetrack, so the cars will start moving. They've already positioned cars, most of the cars, into their positions for the restart. But yeah, thank you, Joy, for that insight from the infield here at the Delaware Speedway. So we're back rolling under yellow flag conditions here at the half mile after a multi-vehicle collision in turn 1 mostly, and carrying on into the turn 2 area as the pace car will pick up the field, as we still have quite a few cars to get back in line. Maybe some cars haven't even started back up. Maybe they shut them down on the red flag. So we have some stopped cars in turns 3 and 4, especially the cars in turn 4. Maybe they have not restarted because they haven't moved yet. So we might have to attend to those vehicles and see what's going on. There you see the cars in turn 2. Now we have some cars moving in turn 4 as we're looking to get this field all sorted out. So as they continue to get the field ready to go, we'll pause for another break, but we are back under yellow flag conditions and looking to restart this bone stock feature with still 24 of 25 laps to be run. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Do you have questions about menopause and the menopause journey? We've got you covered. Join us for the Modern Woman's Menopause Show, and hopefully we can give you some answers. And of course, my friends, don't forget to sparkle.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Mario Elia, and I'm the host of a new show here on Rogers TV that we're calling Keeping London Healthy with Dr. Mario. So tune in Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. and we'll see you then.
Hey folks, it's me, Giovanni Patini, the host of the RTV quiz show, the hottest show on television. It's the hilarious quiz show where you, the viewers, play for valuable non-existent prizes. It's got great trivia, fun facts, and a lot of laughs, all blended together in a perfect cocktail of edutainment. So join us Wednesdays at 7:30 right here on Rogers TV. Nice.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. Chris Orr's Coffreel, top of the tower. Joy Langdon trackside. We are rolling again under yellow flag conditions. Bone stock feature. 25 laps to scheduled distance. We've only completed one after about a 15-minute red flag conditions. A little dusty there in turn one, Kyle.
That's right, and that's again the effects of the quick dry that had to be put on the track. A lot of it, as we heard from Joey down in the pits, that a transmission line went on a vehicle, so leaking transmission fluid. You want to soak that up so cars aren't going to spin out on that. But as mentioned again, these tires on the bone stocks aren't slicks like you would see in a V8 super stock or a late model, so a little bit of a different handling and a different grip here on the track, Chris.
Yeah, Craig Cole went into the pits as we went to caution status. We haven't seen the return of the 55. He was the caution car at Cause. So now he's rolling again. As you see there, the 55 of Craig Cole, so he'll return to the track, and I would imagine would start to the back of the field as caution laps do not count for the total distance. That's why we still see 24 to go at the top of your screen. And the running order at the top of your screen as well. Cole will go back to the back of the field. He is the caution car. The 50 of Phil Givens rolling down pit road as well. The 74 of Sterling Roberts back underway as well. He was part of the incident. Phil Givens needs to get back in this race for sure because he's battling for the points, if I'm not mistaken. In the bone stock division, he is
sixth.
He is sixth in the points coming into tonight. So definitely he needs to get back underway, and he is back underway. Jay Cox is the leader just by 5 points over Rabideau and 12 points over Jordan Williams. That's coming into tonight. There's Wollaston, the leader right now of the race in the 11 car. Those points as of coming into tonight, so the points earned in the heat races have not been taken into account as of yet. So we have cars all over the track. The back of the field right in front of the pace cars, so they need to get moving as well and get these cars around to behind the pace vehicle.
Yeah, as we get word, these laps are just to kind of spread that quick dry around, make sure that it's not just in one spot on the track. It gets dispersed so it doesn't cause any issues for the cars going around. So that's why we see a little bit of everybody single file, not getting the double up sign yet, as we just want to get that quick dry spread around the track, as it's predominantly out of the exit of turn 2. Mostly there, we got to look at it. There's some still, it looks pretty spread out there in turn 1, and we're looking to get back to the double up sign. The flag man has a couple of flags in his hand, so he's just waiting word for the race officials to see when he can give up the double up sign.
Yeah, probably Albert giving the double up sign right now was probably in communication with the pace vehicle, saying how is it out there, and probably got the word we're good to double up, so they're going to double up right now. Wollaston is your control car inside row 1, Craig in the 40 outside row 1. Then it's the 34 of Story inside row 2 along with Tyler Wheel on the outside. And the 74 of Sterling Roberts returning to the infield. Didn't like the fix on that 74 after that collision he was involved in. And Craig Cole, as mentioned, will start at the back of the field. You want to see a hot knife through butter, you watch the 55 when we go green work his way through this traffic.
That's right.
Still 24 laps to go. We've only completed one official lap, so he's got some time.
That's right, Chris. And I love the paint scheme of the 11 and the 12. It's the play on the Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton Jr. from Talladega Nights, and I just love it. It's a great play. It's fun, and I saw last time we were on air, they were watching a couple of their, I don't know if it was sons or not, it was relatives nonetheless, and they had the T-shirts with Magic Man and the nicknames from the movie, so it's good fun to see that these drivers are having, and I want to see if they'll ever do the slingshot like they do in Talladega Nights. That's something remained to be seen here, but nonetheless, still getting the white flag. Looks like it's going to be through the air this time around, Chris.
Yeah, the 11 and the 12 separated by about 4 rows, so we won't see the slingshot yet if they ever get into that situation. But we're all doubled up and ready to go. And looking back a few rows, Jay Cox, the points leader, he'll restart inside row number 6. A row and a half ahead of him is the Jeremiah Rabideau machine, which starts tonight 5 points behind Jay Cox for the points lead. Lights off the pace vehicle after a lengthy red flag and yellow flag condition here in the Bone Stock feature with 24 scheduled laps still to be complete. Field will come out of turn 4, led by the 11 of Wollaston. Into the restart zone they go. Look into the flag stand. Green flag, we're racing again with the Bone Stocks. They'll run through that quick dry inside lane into turn number 1. And Craig will come out at turn number 2 with the lead ahead of Wollaston. Here comes the 21C of Jason Lovey up to the high side of Story for 4th. The cream rising to the top early here now in this feature as Craig will lead him to the stripe. Wollaston the 2nd. Here comes Lovey in the 21C to the inside of Wheel for 3rd. Then it's the 0-3 of Langford. Langford involved in that incident, but he recovered well. He's up to 5th. He's got Rabideau coming up on the outside with him. There's the 21C of Lovey, the 85 of Wheel, the 0-3 of Langford. Out of turn 4 they come, and Craig running away with this one right now.
Yeah, Craig absolutely great on the restart there. Now able to distance himself, I would say, about a good 10 to 15 car length lead over Wollaston. And the 21C of Lovey is making a pass on the outside.
Outside of Wollaston for 2nd spot. Meanwhile, back in the field, Craig Cole has passed 7 cars already in a lap and a half. Craig's your leader. 21C of Lovey up to 2nd. Wollaston has issues on the inside groove, the 11 car. He's steadily being passed now on the high side. Wheels around him. Rabideau on the 5 is around him. Now Langford to the high side of Wollaston. So the once leader in trouble now. Rob Wollaston in the 11. There's the 5 of Rabideau behind the 85 of Tyler Wheel. That's for 3rd spot on the field. As the field will work turns 1 and 2, there's the leader, Craig in the 40. Lovey all by himself in 2nd. Then it's a gaggle of 5 cars for 3rd. Langford in the 0-3, looking to the inside of Rabideau. The 85 is Tyler Wheel, battle for 3rd on your screen right now. Rabideau forced to the outside, looking back now. He'll tuck in behind the rear deck lid of the 85, and they'll dive into turn number 1. They're about a 3/4 of a straightaway behind the leader. Rabideau will dive to the inside of Tyler Wheel for 3rd. For the position, Rabideau 2nd in points. Watch to the right of your screen, just off your screen, the 00 right there, the red, white, and black of the 00, Jay Cox, that's your points leader. Rabideau coming in tonight just 5 points off the points leader's pace. As the field looks to be settling in now. Craig Cole still trying to work his way through traffic, well back now. As the leader, Craig will cross the stripe right now with 16 to go. Lovey slowly reeling him in. Rabideau, obviously slowed up a little bit by Tyler Wheel, has left that battle in a hurry. Rabideau all by himself now in 3rd. There's the 0-3 of Langford, the 85 of Wheel, the 00 the points leader, Jay Cox to the inside of Wheel. That's for the 5th position. The front 3 separated nicely, and they're working lap traffic. Here comes the points leader, Jay Cox, behind the orange 0-3 of Langford. 85 is Wheel right there. There's the 00. Jay Cox trying to grab another position, following Langford down the backstretch. Craig's got wide open room now. The next car to negotiate will be the Lamont car, the 14, a full straightaway ahead of the leader. 14 laps to go here, bone stock feature. And Wollaston continues to drop like a bad habit. Something wrong with that 11 machine, continuing to lose positions. They'll go 3 wide on the back, way back in the field, 4 wide. It's Craig Cole in the 55. Doing the 3 and 4 wide thing. He just grabbed 3 positions in a half a straightaway back in the field.
Yeah, that's a great move by the 55 machine as he's trying to make his way back from the back of the pack to the front. But now we still have the 03 of Langford and the 00 of Cox battling in that 4th and 5th spot.
Craig Cole needs a caution. We know that for sure because he's a half a lap behind the leader. And the leader, there you see Langford in the orange, Jay Cox in the 00. That's a battle for the 4th position. And down the back they go. Langford in the 03, Cox in the 00. They're a good 3/4 of a straightaway behind Rabideau, who's alone in 3rd. The front 3 actually are closing in on each other as Cox will push Langford down the front straightaway. And Jason Lovey is catching the leader. Remember from 2 weeks ago, folks, that 21C, a House of Fire on corner exit, has some great straightaway speed. And you're going to see it right now as he's reeled into 40. And just about 8 car lengths behind them is the 5 of Rabideau. Out of turn 2, down the back. Watch this speed by the 21C. Like, he's so fast. Visually, it seems illegal, but he's not, because he was doing the same thing 2 weeks ago, and he did not get penalized for anything.
Exactly. He's got great straightaway speed here, and hopefully, with still some time to go, he might be able to reel in the 40 of Jason Craig for that lead.
I'll tell you something. Oh, here's the run on the turn 2, down the back with a House of Fire. The 21C of Lovey to the lead. He's got Craig on the outside. They got a ton of traffic, a half a straightaway ahead of them that they're going to have to negotiate. And look right behind him, it's the 5 of Jeremiah Rabideau's come to the front. The front 3 all together, nose to tail, they go down the back. Lovey along with the Craig and Rabideau all right there. They're coming up on the 59 of Cassie Howard, but ahead of that, there's about 5 or 6 cars battling for position. Rabideau in that 5 car looks hooked up tonight as well. 7 laps to go. And Lovey trying to get away. Rabideau needs to make quick work of the Craig machine. 59 of Howard to go to the outside of Cassie. There is 6 cars ahead of the leader, battling for position. This is going to be interesting here. Jeremiah needs to make quick work of the 40 car if he has any shot at the leader. 6 to go. Rabideau, great run, corner exit, turn 2. He'll dive to the inside. Trying to stay there. Craig's going to come down. Here's Rabideau right there with a nose in. Rabideau's there for position out of turn 4. The leader is in traffic. Rabideau needs to stay right there, but Craig will outwork him down the stretch. In the turn number 1, Rabideau will stay on the inside. Rabideau will get the fight. He'll come out of turn 2 with a great run. The leader marred in traffic, just ahead of him. And the leaders together again. 4 to go this time by. This is shaping up to be a good finish here. Rabideau right behind Lovey, now about 3 car lengths at the line.
Just absolute pandemonium here. As you mentioned, Chris, the leaders marred in traffic. Rabideau trying to get in on the back side of Lovey there. Lovey's now got to try and maneuver through this big bunch of traffic.
They go to the outside of the 88F Sterrett. Lovey trapped on the inside. Rabideau looking for a spot. Lovey will go to the high side. Rabideau has no choice but to follow him up high. In the turn 1 they go. Nose to tail, Rabideau to the inside, the leader. Trying to get to the inside, and Lovey will shut the door down the back. Here's Craig in the 40. The 40's come back to the front. The battle with 2.5 laps to go. Now nothing but clear track ahead of Lovey. We'll see what Rabideau, we're gonna car around in between 3 and 4, high groove with 2 to go. Will this must be a caution. It will be a caution with 2 laps to go in the Bone Stock feature, and this will be a heck of a finish.
One heck of a finish as the 10 machine there goes spun around, and that, I believe, is Ian Levesque in the 10 machine, spins around coming out of turn 3 into turn 4, and he's still facing the wrong way on the track, trying to maybe get his car back started up. But as you mentioned, Chris, we got to go back to it. This is going to be one heck of a finish. We will get that finish as we head to break here at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Jeff from Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff here, and we're back for another fantastic season of Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff. We're going to cook some great food with some really great folks. We're going to use some unique barbecues, and we're going to have a lot of fun. As always, I'm going to be wearing some pretty unique shirts as well. Watch Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff Thursdays at 7:30.
Mondays, Charity's quest for love continues.
Everything that I've prayed for is right in front of me.
I really feel like I'm falling in love with you.
I could see my future husband.
But will she regret?
What am I doing?
Her happily ever after?
It could be the last night that I see Charity.
Every single day I've woken up and I've regretted my choice. You were not supposed to say goodbye to somebody that you love.
The Bachelorette, all new Mondays 8/7 Central on City TV or stream on City TV Plus, the app, or citytv.com.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. Chris Soares and Kyle Friel, top of the tower. Joy Layton in trackside. They've added a lap, so there'll be 3 laps to go here in the tail end of this Bone Stock feature, which has been amazing for that long stint of 21 laps. And the front 3 battling with each other. Lovey in the 21C, Rabideau in the 5, Craig in the 40. But now with the caution, that brings everybody else into play, including the points leader, Jay Cox, up to 4th. He'll stand outside row number 2 on the restart. Jordan Wilms up to 5th, Langford to 6th. Craig Cole inside the top 10 now. So this will be a very interesting final 3 laps, Kyle Friel, when we restart.
Yeah, exactly. You got some heavy hitters all within striking distance now with this restart. Like you mentioned, Chris, bunching them back up as it was maybe only the top 3 that were in the mix, but now everybody has a shot with 3 laps left as we wait for the double up signal here. But you mentioned it, Chris. It's going to be one heck of a finish.
Absolutely. Let's check in trackside with Joey.
The focus going forward is going to be on the chase for the lead, and understandably so. But I want to give a shout out. We got Donovan Clark. We've got Jordan Wilms. We've got all these cars that had to go through the last chance qualifier, and they are super high up in the field. They've really turned their night around. So something to watch going forward. Back upstairs.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of Jordan Wilms, he's going to restart inside row number 3. The 52 white, like Joey mentioned as well, he'll start inside row number 4. So a great job by both those 2 drivers as we double up here, looking for the white flag this time by. Let's set the field. Row 1 inside Lovey, outside Rabideau. Row 2 inside Craig, outside the points leader Jay Cox. Wilms and Langford, row number 3. As we get set for a restart, Donovan Clark and Tyler Wheel will be in row number 4. Inside row number 6 is Craig Cole, so he's fought his way back. Just outside the top 10 right now, sitting in 11th is the 55 of Craig Cole. 3 to go when they take the green. Lovey will bring him out of turn 4. He pushes Rabideau up the field a little bit. Out of turn 4, they'll mash the gas. We're racing with the Bone Stocks. Here we go. They'll dive into turn number 1. Lovey with the advantage. Here comes Jeremiah on the outside. Rabideau with a nice little run. Side by side, Lovey will stretch his legs down the back. Craig looking to the inside of Rabideau. Cox right there. So is Wilms, Langford, as well as Donovan Clark. Rabideau fighting on the outside, trying to keep that second spot. 2 to go. Lovey out front. Oh, my apologies. White flag on the speedway. One final chance for Rabideau. He's the only one that can do anything right now. He's going to go high into the corner, trying to cut down low on Lovey. Looking to the inside out of turn number 4. Lovey will go back-to-back in the Bone Stocks. Checker flag for Jason Lovey in the 21C, followed by Rabideau. Craig will finish 3rd. Cox the 4th. Jordan Williams in 5th, followed by Langford. Clark Wheel kicks in the 12. Dan Story will finish in the 10th spot. Craig Cole, from an earlier incident, comes home in the 11th spot. What a finish, and what a race from the Bone Stock division.
Yes, one heck of a race to finish out as we see the 21C of Jason Lovey going to make his way to victory lane. As you mentioned, back-to-back feature wins for Lovey, and that last caution with 2 to go made it for that much more of a exciting finish, as it gave a lot more vehicles an opportunity to potentially pass Lovey, but none too good there, as we see Lovey's car getting some fresh beverages put on top as his major sponsor there.
Pabst Blue Ribbon, baby.
PBR, always got to enjoy one of those, but nonetheless, it's a great victory for the Lovey machine and company, as now the late models are getting on the track ready to go. We are awaiting Lovey to get out of the vehicle, and we would send it down trackside to in-house announcer Jordan Mosley for the post-race interview.
Top 5 will go to Tech Garage, including the 21C. Once he's done the festivities here at Victory Lane, the top 5 go to Tech Garage, see if they're still good on the scales and everything is in spec. And they'll also be pulled over after Tech Garage for more in-depth examination. And let's go trackside now to Jordan Mosley.
Jason Lovey, great race, second time in a row down here. You didn't have any confidence at the start of the night here, but you wound up in Pennzoil Victory Lane.
Yeah, I was. I had a bad run-in in practice with the 50 car, and again, I want to apologize to Gibbons. That was all on me, and I just got overworked up at that time. But let's get back to the race, and what a run, getting through that traffic, the lap traffic. My God, guys, like what, like. Do you check the stand to see him wave you over? That was a run.
Absolutely, it was a whale to watch, and you've really got this car figured out the last few weeks. You got a whole bunch of speed in it. What do you contribute that to?
It's getting it to turn. Like, if I can get this thing to turn, I can pick up the throttle a lot quicker off that corner, which is why it looks so big and bad on TV when I'm pulling them. But it's all about the corner, man. Turning left, it takes a lot. Let's thank my wife, Cheryl Ann. Let's thank the guys at Raymer Financial for stepping up this week, Q and Lou. And how about the little Pabst Blue Ribbon folks? They stepped on board tonight, bought me some sweet new tires for this run. I can't say enough for those boys. 6 packs on Big Daddy tonight.
Jason Lovey, tough start to the season. He has turned it around, second win.
All right, that's your Bone Stock feature race winner, Jason Lovey. When we come back, we'll roar with the late models from the half mile. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
These days at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our ranks. You don't have to be a veteran to join the Legion. And as a member, you'll join thousands of others serving our veterans, our communities, and our country. Oh yeah, and our Member Perks program will save you thousands on shopping, dining, products, and services across the country. Join us at legion.ca.
I just wanted to take a few minutes to thank all the dedicated volunteers throughout the summer and the winter months and through the years for all your hard work and your dedication to giving up your weekends to come out and be part of the volunteer program here at Rogers. So I just want to say thank you very, very, very much.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV, getting set for The late models, 35 laps, the scheduled distance here, Kyle Friel, and this is going to be a good one.
That's right. As we get the cars going across the start-finish line, it's Ron Beauchamp in the 60 machine. He'll be on the pole with the 18 machine of Patrick Friel in second. Barry Watson in third. Darrell Lake in fourth. And rounding out the top 5 is the 10K of Jesse Kennedy. So quite the field at the top 5. And looking here to finish out the 10, Gary Adrianson in 6th, Connor Pritico in 7th, the 03 of Ray Morneau in 8th, the 22P of Chase Pinsino in 9th, and then in that 10th spot to start is the 51 of Matt Robley.
Getting set for late model action. Love when we get to broadcast the late models. It's such an awesome show. So the brother-in-law stunning outside row number 1. Kyle, what's the plan here?
He's had a fast car all year. He's probably just going to look to hit his marks, and we've noticed a lot of cars like the outside since the repaving here at Delaware Speedway, so we'll see what he can do out there, but he's not in the clear because you have Barry Watson, Darrell Lake, Jesse Kennedy, Gary Adrianson, Connor Pritico, and Ray Morneau all behind him to start. So very fast cars behind him. He's got to be able to hit his marks and make sure he stays within his groove there. So we're going to get ready for green flag racing here as the double up sign is from the flag stand.
Let's go trackside to Joey.
There was a lot of action in pit road before we got started here. And the reason they're going fast now is because a lot of dust has been kicked out. As you can see, dust from the monster trucks is still collecting down here. And during that bone stock race, when the late models were moving around in pit lane and the bone stocks took a while with the quick dry and everything, a lot of dust has collected, not just on pit lane, but a little bit on the racing surface. So that's something these drivers have to watch out for with their slick tires. Back upstairs.
All right, thank you guys. Getting set, white flag on the speedway, 35 laps to scheduled distance. Going to be a good one here. Interesting, Jake Sheridan will start shotgun on the field. We'll see what kind of changes they made on the 52.
He's going to hang back a bit. Let the lights are out on the highway forward. We're going to go green flag racing this time back.
All right, Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. will set the pace here out of turn number 4. As we get set for late models for 35 laps, Beauchamp Jr. and Friel out of turn 4. Look at the flag stand. We're racing at Delaware Speedway. And the field will roar into turn number 1. Up the Delaware Hill into and down the back. Friel with a nice corner exit. They'll drag race down the back. Friel, half a car length lead into turn number 3. Beauchamp Jr. inside fighting back. Here comes Darrell Lake in the black and red 77. Friel will lead the lap. Side by side out of turn 2. Down the back they go. Lake alone in third spot now. And almost 3 wide back in the pack. They'll sort that out. Out of turn 4 at the line. Let's hear him.
Beauchamp with the lead there. It's been a battle, him and Patrick Friel, as now they've kind of switched spots. Now they go to single file here, entering turn 3.
Here they come out of turn 4. Beauchamp Jr. and Friel, your top 2. Here comes Adrianson now to the inside of Lake. That's a battle for third. Bottom of your screen, now right of your screen, the 55 of Adrianson, the last feature race winner, trying to come to the front. Front 3, front 5 now. Single file as they come out of turn number 4. Adrianson and Lake right there, third and fourth, the running order. Almost contact between Lake. Oh, there is contact. The 45 of Watson almost around. Maybe contact with the points leader, Pritico. As the front 10 now, single file. Morneau putting pressure on Lake for fourth. There's the leaders out of turn 2 and down the back, Beauchamp Jr. and Friel.
Yeah, that's right there. Beauchamp able to stretch his legs. Adrianson getting into the rear view mirror of Friel here. As they come to the line, we're going to have 29 to go as the race continues, as it's going to be a battle now for second, I believe, as Adrianson and Friel are going to be in that battle.
Back in the field, Jake Sheridan just turning laps right now. Hasn't been able to stay with the field. Adrianson looking very racy in that 55, looking to the inside of Friel, and Patrick will shut the door for now. Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. trying to get away here. Battle for second between Friel and Adrianson on your screen. And then another 10 car lengths back to the battle for fourth, led by Morneau. Morneau and Pritico rounding out the top 5. There's second and third. Up the hill, down the back. The 18 of Patrick Friel, the 55 of Gary Adrianson. Trying to win 2 features in a row is the 55. Trying to get a nose under the deck lid of the 18 to the inside. He might be there this time. No, Patrick will shut the door in turn number 1. Here comes Adrianson down the inside. He's there now. Down the back to the door. Side by side in turn number 3. Adrianson trying to get the second spot from Patrick Friel.
He will at the stripe there, so he will overtake second as now Friel is behind Adrianson. Gonna look to make that pass now as he's dropped to the inside.
There's 55 of Adrianson. Now in the second spot, followed by Friel. There's the gap. Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. at the line now. And the gap back to the 55 of Adrianson with 24 laps to go. Sheridan all of a sudden looks like he's closing in on the back of the field. Check his lap time, Kyle. See what he's doing compared to the leader.
So Jake Sheridan right here is 18.927, whereas Beauchamp, the leader, is an 18.647. So he's not that far off, but it's still looking a little slow. He's still trying to get the maneuvering of this new machine.
Battle for fourth on your screen right now. Morneau in the 0-3 to points leader, Pritico in the 19. That's actually a 4-car battle. Chase Pinsino in the 22 is there, and Jesse Kennedy is there in the 10 car. 4 cars battling for the 4th spot. Down the back they go. 21 to go this time by. Beauchamp Jr. will hit the stripe right now with 21 laps to go. Adrianson all by himself in second. Pritico looking to the inside of Morneau. Oh, Morneau got loose on a turn 2. Advantage Pritico, and he'll fly down the back to the inside.
Morneau's been dealing with that all year. His car is just, the handling's been off all year, but he's still now able to save it, and he's side by side with Pritico.
Here's the thing though, the longer they stay side by side, the advantage to the 22 of Pinsino and the 10 of Kennedy to get to the inside of Morneau, but they can't do it.
Pinsino into the rear end of Morneau a little bit as Pritico is past Morneau now, as he has full spot of 4th coming across the line.
Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. all by himself down the back, about a half a straightaway lead on second place Gary Adrianson. There's Morneau, Pinsino, and Kennedy. That's your battle for the 5th position right now on track with 18 laps to go. Late model 35 lap feature right now from Delaware Speedway. Thanks for joining us. As Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. out of LaSalle, Ontario at the point.
Beauchamp has had his car on rails tonight. He's looked fast throughout the heats and here now in the feature.
Another car that's fast is the 19 of Pritico, who's now reeled in the 18 of Friel. Battle for 3rd, engage here in the late models. Pritico trying to make quick work of the 18. Connor Pritico, the points leader by 33 over 2 other cars coming into tonight. And the leader, Ronnie Beauchamp Jr., almost approaching the tail end of the lead lap now, as Friel and Pritico continue to do battle for the 3rd spot. Right now, the gap between Beauchamp Jr. and Adrianson, 1.8 seconds. Friel and Pritico continue to battle for the 3rd spot. Behind them, a 3-car battle for the 5th position. Pritico to the inside. He's got a nose there now. Will he stay there? Yes, he will. To the inside of Friel for 3rd. And they'll drag race down the back.
Getting word to Adrianson cutting it down to 1.3 seconds here. He's on the tail of Beauchamp Jr. looking for that 1st place spot.
Pritico to the inside of Friel, still side by side for 3rd. Adrianson has really cut that lead down. They'll go to the high side of Jake Sheridan in the 52. 12 to go this time by. Critical by the trio now for third. And Connor Critical will set his sights now on the lead pair.
Oh, tire down on the 22 of Pinsino as he tried to make a dive down on Ray Morneau.
And 51 of Robley spun in a reaction, and I don't think he collided with the 22, but we're under caution here with 13 to go in the late model feature.
Yeah, we'll see if we get a look at that, but Chase Pinsino, as we do get a look, coming around here, Pinsino tries to make that dive down on Morneau originally and cuts his tire down as sparks were flying, and then Robley, trying to avoid, spins out as well and brings out the first caution of this feature race. 13 to go, so that'll bunch up the field and give a shot to these cars that Beauchamp Jr. was quite a bit ahead of. Adrianson now being able to close the gap and potentially on this restart grab first position.
Under caution here, 13 to go, late model feature. You are watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Most people that are have received treatment for drug use problems are probably going to have a lapse.
Join addictions counselor Dean Anderson for Invisible, Breaking Through the Stigma of Addiction on Rogers TV.
Join us September 30th for the Yes I Can Gathering for Girls at Matthews Hall, a safe place for girls 12 to 14 to work through the tough stuff they face every day. Go to www.waymakerinc.ca for more information and to register.
I'm Mike Jack. I've broken multiple world records and won several competitions for eating some of the world's hottest peppers. Now, I'm challenging London restaurants to make some of the world's hottest food.
Damn, speak proper.
Oh, how are you doing, man? Uh-oh. Watch Jack Up the Heat Mondays at 5:30.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing. Caution under the late model feature. There you see right side of your screen, pit road. The black car was Lloyd Rawlings, now the 51 of Matt Robley, checking tire pressure right rear. Let's check in with Joey.
Hey guys, so those were the first pit stops tonight for the late models. Before the races, we mentioned in the tech garage, they said they were going to start really pushing up for the speeding in the pit lane penalties. That's one thing to note for. The other thing is, as we mentioned before we started here, pit lane is very, very dusty right now. And we just had two cars come flying in and kick up a lot of dust, which is now getting into the visibility of the cars on the front stretch. Something to watch out for. Back upstairs.
Thank you, Joey, live on pit road. Joey Langdon with that report. Thank you so much. Under caution here. 13 laps to go. The 69 of Rawlings back underway. And they're still working on that 51 of Robley, going back to the right rear. They didn't like what they first found there. Now they're going to go underneath. Maybe something with the chassis or the track bar on that 51 car. White flag on the speedway, so Matt's in trouble here. Oh, he's going to get rolling now, so he'll rejoin the field at the tail end. We'll reset the field for you. Ronnie Beauchamp Jr., your point car. Now Gary Adrianson outside row number 1, looking for 2 features in a row. The points leader, Connor Pritico, inside row number 2. Patrick Frio outside row 2. Then it's Morneau and Kennedy. They're all stacked up, re-racked, and ready to go. Looking to the flag stand. We're racing with the late model. They'll funnel down into turn number 1, up the hill in turn number 2, and down the back. What a run by Adrianson down the back. A half a lead now, half a car length lead into turn number 3. Beauchamp Jr. will fight back on the inside. Pritico behind him in tow. Adrianson trapped on the outside here. Connor Pritico looking for an opening with the 60s around. The 60s around in front of the field. Pritico, oh, what a wreck. It's Darrell Lake hard into the outside wall off the back of the Shrike 22 car. And caution and red flag on the speedway. The 69 of Rawlings there as well. Hard hit on the 77 of Darrell Lake. And we go red flag here at Delaware.
Yeah, that was a very hard hit for Darrell Lake. We get a look at it here across the stripe.
Watch Beauchamp. He'll go around here.
Beauchamp loose around.
and then it's the Pinsino machine into Darrell Lake, forcing him up into the turn 2 wall.
We'll get a better look here. Watch Darrell Lake about 5-6 cars back, 7 cars back. There he is. Oh, it was the 22 of Schrank actually that changed the lanes to get around the wreck, which is he needs to do that. And Darrell Lake was right there with no place to go.
No place to go. And back to the quick dry story here. Tons of it on the track now, as obviously through that wreck, Darrell Lake's machine is spilling some fluid, as we are in red flag conditions as the track crew is out doing their thing as well. EMS just out there for safety precautions, as always when you have a hard wreck like that. And while we're in red flag conditions, we will go for break here. More Delaware Speedway racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV after this.
Being stuck in your home during this pandemic also means you have a home. Waiting in line for groceries means you have money for groceries. The isolation, being broke and totally scared about what's next. I was feeling that before this crisis. People say we're in this together, but me, I've got no one.
Youth who have aged out of the child welfare system are in danger of falling further through the cracks because of today's crisis. They need your support. Please give today at helpyouthnow.ca.
I am honored to make your dream come true. Tuesdays on City TV.
It blew me away. It doesn't even look real. It looks like a special effect.
We've done some moves we have never, ever seen.
This is an audition I'll never forget. It was amazing.
America's Got Talent. All new Tuesdays 8/7 Central on City TV or stream anytime.
Back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. There you see the front 2 as of right now. The 55 Aders and the 18 of Frio were under caution and red flag for this, Kyle.
Yeah, as we go through here, Beauchamp goes around, gets loose, and then that causes a little bit of pandemonium in there. And then it was the 22 of Schrank into the 77 of Darrell Lake, causing him to go hard into the wall as we get another look.
I don't think there was contact between the 60 and the 55. We have heard that the 77 of Darrell Lake is okay and out of the car, so that's great news. He took a hard hit. As we mentioned, Marshall trying to get away from the 60 spin and going up the track, and just Darrell was right there with no place to go.
Now, as we get back to yellow flag conditions, cars are going to be able to start rolling around the track here, as we are going to have 12 to go once we're back to green flag racing. The crew is still working on the track, so the cars are going to have really nowhere to go. I guess on the bottom side they'll have to get around here as the crew is working feverishly. We got a look at it. They're out there with the brooms trying to move around the speedy dry to get the fluid off the track. Great job always by the track crew and the safety crew here at Delaware Speedway.
They call them the killer bees. They call them the killer bees. The 22 of Schrank remains on the track. Heavy damage on the right rear of the 22, obviously. Got punted from the 77 of Darrell Lake, trying to get away from a collision. There you see, if we can stay with this shot, the damage is on the other side. Watch when Marshall comes around the front stretch here, and you'll see that right rear totally caved in behind the right rear tire as Marshall Schrank involved in that secondary collision. Look at that damage on that right rear. It looks like a modified tail end of that car.
Lucky that it didn't get too close to his tire and cut it down. He's very fortunate about that. And we go now down to Joey Langdon trackside.
Down here at Darrell Lake, the 77. Darrell, first of all, glad to see you're okay.
Yeah, we're fine. Just the typical ego bruise and a few $1,000s later.
So I hate to say it, but it seems like every time I come here, some real bad luck has happened to the 77. What happened from your point of view out there?
In general, I've lacked speed all year. I've just never had speed in the car for whatever reason. I've just never been able to do what these other guys are doing, and I'm pretty fed up with late model racing altogether. It's just, I've had enough.
So what happened in the incident up there? First of all, glad to see you're okay, but it was a heavy hit.
Yeah, I think I caught some air there. It saw some sky for a little bit and then right into the wall. So, I mean, been doing this long enough. That's definitely not the worst hit and probably not the worst one yet that I'll have. So just unfortunate circumstances, just guys racing up front, lost it, seemed like the crowd kind of checked up, started going, checked up again, started going, and then checked up again, and I was along for the ride at that point.
Well, whatever it looks like in the future, we got a lot of Darrell Lake fans watching on TV right now, so we hope to see you out again racing sometime.
Yeah, it might not be this year, but certainly we'll put something together. But yeah, I've just had enough of late model racing. I've had enough.
All right, glad to see you're okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joey.
Back upstairs.
That's a fantastic interview and a tough interview to do, no matter if you're Joey Langdon or anyone else pit side. When you have a driver who's obviously frustrated, as Darrell Lake is, mentioned at least 2 times in that interview, I'm fed up with late model racing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's whether it's been events or incidents at different events and everything like that, it's just kind of, it boils up and it gets to a point where you're like, man, I can't afford to be forking out all this money to fix a car and come out and have something else happen. So it's definitely some frustration and boiling up and coming out of Darrell Lake in the 77 machine. Again, Joey did say it is a good thing he is okay. Yeah. It was a hard hit in the wall. Always want to see a driver be able to get out of the car and under his own power. And
the thing is, with that particular incident, and it's not the same incident every time, that particular incident, Darrell had nowhere to go. Like, he wasn't the cause of the caution. Nobody got into him to cause the caution. He was trying to get away from the caution, and so was Marshall Schrank, and then the two met at a spot where Darrell had nowhere to go, and you saw the end result. And hopefully, I've known Darrell for quite a few years from working here and all that, and he raced in other divisions as well. Hopefully we see him back, whether it's in a late model or another division here at Delaware Speedway. Definitely want to see Darrell Lake continue racing for sure, but obviously frustration from the driver of the 77 late model. Under caution here with 12 to go. The late model feature continues after the break. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Hi, I'm Dan Mailer. I'm the host of London Lights, the show where we talk about notable Londoners who have made a big mark, big impact on the world of music, entertainment, sports, politics.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
We want to say a special thank you to our volunteers who work in front of the camera or behind the scenes at Rogers TV. Thank you from our community producers, our hosts, our studio and mobile crews, and everyone in between who volunteers at Rogers TV. We appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do at Rogers TV.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. Getting set for a restart late model feature. We have the 45 of Watson just dove into the pit road. He's dragging something. Something underneath that 45 along pit road now at the stripe. Sparks flying from the 45. And we'll reset the field. It's Adrianson at the point looking for 2 features in a row. Now he's got the points leader Pritico outside row number 1. It's Friel and Jesse Kennedy now in row number 2. Then it's Morneau inside row number 3. And the crew going to work on the 45 along pit road. The 22 of Marshall Schrank, the Demich 22 at the back end outside row number 3. As there's nothing at the flag stand this time by. Then it's Pincinot in the 22. The 70 of Vanderwell outside row number 4, but it's going to be, so let's put the multiple hats on Kyle Friel here at the top of the tower. Your 55 spotter for Gary Adrianson. Let's start with him. What's the spotter telling Gary?
I think you have to tell him, hey, get a good restart, obviously, and then I think the big thing is hitting your mark into turn 1. Pritico is a veteran driver. He's leading the points for a reason, so you know he's going to give it all, so you're going to have to give it that much more as we are still waiting the white flag around.
Let's go switch hats now. You're the spotter, the 19, the points leader, Connor Pritico. Obviously, you're starting on the outside. You got Patrick Friel behind Adrianson, who's going to want to stay underneath Adrianson's deck lid. What's the spotter of Connor Pritico telling him?
Matt, as soon as you see Gary mash the gas on the restart, you give that gas pedal all you got to make that charge into turn 1 to see if you can grab that high outside groove lane and make that pass.
1 lap to go for a restart. Let's check in with Joey.
The 45 wasn't dragging anything. It had a tire go down under yellow, so if anything, it was dragging the whole car because it had a tire down, and it had to pull into pits and change it. But luckily, the 45 team says it's all good. Other than that, they just had to change the tire back upstairs.
So tire change on the 45 of Barry Watson as we get set. Lights off the Delaware Speedway pace car with 12 to go when we restart. Adrianson looking for 2 features in a row. Will bring him to the line. Out of turn 4 into the restart zone. They'll look to the flag stand. And we're green flag racing with the late models. Diving into turn number 1, Adrianson will get the advantage. Here comes the points leader, Pritico on the outside with a great run. They'll drag race down the back. Adrianson needs to protect that inside line. Kennedy getting ahead of Friel, trying to get the 3rd spot. Jesse Kennedy up to 3rd. Side by side for the lead. Pritico's got a strong car on the outside, Kyle, and he's going to grab the lead out of turn number 2. New leader, it's the points leader, Connor Pritico at the point.
That's right, Pritico making that charge on the outside, able to get past Adrianson, but Adrianson closing the gap here. He's not going to give up without a fight here to finish this race.
Contact between Morneau and Friel for 4th and 5th. Front 6, all nose to tail. Down the back they go. 8.5 laps to go, late model feature. Pritico's at the point. Adrianson and Kennedy, your top 3. Morneau and Friel, your top 5. And Adrianson staying with the 19. Looking for a mistake from Connor Pritico. Don't take anything away from that 55 of Adrianson. That's a hot rod tonight as well.
Most definitely here, and either Pritico mistake or a very nicely timed move by Adrianson here when we have 7 to go here.
The pole sitter and the leader for most of this race, Ronnie Beauchamp Jr., trying to fight his way back to the front. Currently Martin in 9th spot. Front 3 trying to separate themselves now from Morneau in 4th spot. 6 to go that time by. Pritico, Adrianson, and Kennedy your top 3. Morneau in 4th. Friel now under attack by Pinsino for 5th. Here's Pritico and Adrianson and Kennedy your top 3 out of turn 4. 5 to go this time by. Pritico trying to stretch his legs now. Gets a great run out of turn 2. Almost every time around this half mile, Connor Pritico does. Adrianson and Kennedy battling for the 2nd spot. Morneau trying to bridge that gap from Friel to Kennedy. Right now all by himself in 4th. Friel losing touch with the front quartet. Friel now under attack still by Pinsino in the 22. Behind them, it's Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. to the inside of Robley to no avail.
That's right here. It's been a tight race, but Pritico here, the points leader, showing why he's always in contention as he's able to stretch his legs a bit here as we're going to have 2 to go at the stripe.
Popsicle sticks in the air from the flag man. Pritico will take it. 2 laps to go. Pinsino to the inside of Friel for 5th. Through turns 1 and 2, the front 4 all by themselves. There's Adrianson and Kennedy, 2nd and 3rd respectively. Side by side battle for 5th. Pinsino to the inside of Friel. Pritico will take the white this time by. Final lap. Pritico in comfortable lead now. Adrianson needs to protect 2nd. They'll fly down the back one final time. Friel will lose the 5th spot to Pinsino now. Through turns 3 and 4, the points leader coming from near the back to the checkered flag in a late model feature. Gary Adrianson will come home 2nd. That's a 1st and 2nd in his last 2 features for Gary Adrianson. Jesse Kennedy will finish 3rd, followed by Morneau and Pinsino, your top 5. Then it's Friel, Robley, Beauchamp, your pole sitter, Schrenk, Vanderwell, your top 10 to wrap up the late model feature here at Delaware Speedway. Momentarily, we'll send it trackside to hear from Connor Pritico And we will, after that, we will wrap things up after a short break, so don't go away. We'll tee up what's coming up next week here on Rogers TV from a Delaware Speedway as Connor Pritico will pull into victory lane. And the points leader coming in tonight with a cushion of 33 points on 2 other drivers will add to that cushion tonight. DelawareSpeedway.com for all your ticket information. Connor Pritico out of the car. Let's send it trackside to Jordan Maudsley.
He's on top of the car. Connor Pritico, your Catalyst Lubricants late model winner. Connor, it's been a little while, but you're finally back here. How good does it feel to find your way back down to victory lane?
Oh, it feels great. I mean, the guys at McCall's did a really good job setting this thing up, and man, it was a rocket ship. I don't know how I avoided that wreck in turn 2, but yeah, this thing's badass.
Take me to 15 to go before that first yellow, and you were picking your way through the field, and then you just kind of got some open space, and there was nobody in front of you. What were you thinking there?
I was hoping for a yellow because I didn't think I had much for the 55 and 60 because they were quite a ways ahead, but yeah, once we got that yellow, I knew I had a good chance, and I got to thank all my sponsors, Levin's Automotive Group, Holly Gully, Domus Developments, Global Warranty, Delaware Variety, H&N Roofing and Sheet Metal, Vienna Dental, Glencoe Auto Recyclers. They're all big supporters of mine, and they've been on board since day one, so yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Connor Pritico with an awesome run down here and another win in the 19. He's your Catalyst Lubricants late model feature
Connor
winner.
Pritico, your late model feature race winner. Will wrap things up on the other side of the break. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV.
Join us September 30th for the Yes I Can Gathering for Girls at Matthews Hall, a safe place for girls 12 to 14 to work through the tough stuff they face every day. Go to www.waymakerinc.ca for more information and to register.
Thank you to all of our volunteers. Whether it's long production days or late nights, we appreciate everything that you do for us in helping put on our productions. Thank you, and happy National Volunteer Week.
Hi everyone, my name's Ranger M, and I work at Catfish Creek Conservation Authority. I'm the community outreach technician, and that means I do a lot of this, chatting about all things nature and conservation with kids, adults, teachers, everyone. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. There you see the celebration continues for Connor Pritico, winner of the late model 35-lap feature tonight. Chris Orrs, Kyle Friel wrapping things up. But first, let's check in one more time with our trackside reporter who's done a fantastic job. We'll go split screen to Joey Langdon.
We have a lot of people here who it's their first time checking out Delaware Speedway Racing, and the powers that be wanted to welcome you into the best that we've got. The bone stocks, chaotic as always, but a super fun finish. You saw the best of the best out here. This is the best bone stock class racing in at least Ontario, but I would say the continent. When have we seen the V8s race like that, by the way? What a fantastic, hard-fought race in the V8 class and the late models. You can't say enough. Super crazy night, but all in all, a fantastic finish. Connor Pritico continues his rise as one of the hottest prospects in stock car racing in Ontario. And you look around, the fans here, the race ended however long ago, and there's still so many fans in the pit lane, so many fans in the infield. But surrounding Connor Pritico, a lot of his diehard fans celebrating his latest win, one of many, many that you will come to see here at Delaware Speedway. Thank you so much, and hope you continue to join us here at Delaware Speedway for those of you who are new. Back upstairs.
Yeah, and I must say a fantastic job this evening by Joy Langdon covering all 3 divisions, inside and out of all 3 divisions tonight for us. We appreciate the work down there for sure. Joy into Mason, the cameraman who follows Joy all the way around the pits. Fantastic job. Let's go to some results. Tonight we'll start with the Bone Stocks. Jason Levy coming from Impact to take it over Jeremiah Rabideau. Jason Craig finished his third. Rabideau actually gained some points on Jay Cox, the points leader. It was a difference of 5 coming into tonight. Jordan Williams runs out the top 5. Langford, Clark, Wheel, Kicks, and Dan Story with a good finish in the top 10. The Bone Stocks doing a good job tonight.
Yeah, definitely a great job as we now move into the V8 stock results as the 15 of Dave Eveson takes the checkered flag. Morris in the 73 machine takes second. Round out the podium finish, it's the 72 of Chad Clutterbuck, and then Ferguson and Coburn round out the top 5. And in the late models, it was, we just seen Connor Pritico takes the checkered flag, Gary Adrianson in second, Jesse Kennedy in third, Ray Morneau, and then Chase Pinsnow round out the top 5 there.
Yeah, Friel, Robley, Beauchamp Jr., the pole sitter in the feature, Schrank and Vanderwell running out the top 10, wrapping up a good night of racing. We have more to come next week. It's going to be Ontario Outlaw Super Late Models joining the V8 stocks and the Bone stocks next week. Don't forget, if you are a country fan, Rock the Park presents Delaware Nights featuring Jake Owen. August 17th, DelawareSpeedway.com. 15 seconds. Kyle Friel, final thoughts.
It was a great night of racing, and we look forward to you guys tuning back in next Friday night. We got to say goodbye, Chris. Send us off.
Yes, absolutely. 7:30 next Friday night. Enjoy the rest of your Civic holiday weekend. Be safe out there, whether on the roads or the water, and we'll talk to you a week from tonight at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV and Rev TV. Good night.
Helping other children who are not as privileged to be able to actually read other things, because a lot of books from the bookstores are really expensive.
Absolutely.
So my lending library helps little kids find other books that they can actually read themselves, because a lot of the books that are actually in there are a lot of beginner reading ones and other chapter ones that have different age groups that people can read.
So you wanted to have one of these little libraries, and so viewers have probably seen some, maybe in different communities where you live here in London, a little box. It'll be on a post outside somebody's house or just on a street, and inside is just books that people can borrow, or they can just take them and keep them, and sometimes people drop books off as well. So what's in your little library?
Well, I have, like I said, I have a lot of beginner reading books.
So did they used to be your books?
Yeah, they did. They used to be my books when I was again, a beginner reader and super tiny.
Yeah.
And from those books that my parents got me, I've learned to read more and bigger books. So then a lot of the ones that are in the library are in the age group of probably 4 up to maybe my age, which is 11 right now.
And so you've seen people come pick up books and also drop off books, is that right?
Yes, I have.
So people donate books as well when they see a little library?
Yeah, most of the time. Sometimes other people usually just take a book because they don't have anything with them, or they would come back another day and drop off a book.
What a great idea. So somebody who loves having a little library, who took the initiative to help your dad build the little library that you have outside your house. You must be a great enthusiast for reading. So what is on your bookshelf right now. So what are you reading, Avery? Is there anything you could recommend to our viewers?
Well, I do recommend a book called The Train of Lost Things. It is very good if you like mysteries, because this one, as far as I got into read already, is like this guy, he was on the way back to visit his dad in the hospital, and he put a jean jacket that his dad got him a while back in his mom's suitcase, but then they found a hole in the suitcase and someone either took it or it fell out somewhere. So he's just keep on panicking and trying to like find his jacket.
All right, so we won't spoil, we won't say any more. I
won't say any more.
Okay, awesome. So recommendation from an expert. Thank you so much, Avery, and thank you for what you're doing for the community, because that is just, well, that's Avery. I think we met you when viewers met you last year too. You were baking cookies for people that were, alone in the neighborhood, and now you're bringing the gift of reading to the neighbors as well. So thank you so much, Avery. Thanks also for tuning in today. Thank you to our first guests, Mary and Kim from London Senior Games. We hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we hope you tune in again next week for more LDN ONT TV here on Rogers TV.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
I did it. I need it.
A hero gave it.
And I am alive.
As an organ donor, you can save up to 8 lives and enhance the lives of 75 others. Please go to our website. Pledge a gift of life. You'll be glad you did.
Looking for the best way to get the Major League Baseball games you want to watch? Rogers Super Sports Pack has you covered. With MLB Extra Innings, you'll have a premium ticket to out-of-market regular season games with all games available in HD. Don't miss the action from the games you want from both the American and National Leagues. MLB Extra Innings, part of the Super Sports Pack. For only $35.95 a month, Rogers customers get all this for one all-inclusive price. Order using your remote starting on channel 431 or visit Rogers.com today.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Jeff from Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff here, and we're back for part 2 of barbecuing with the